violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Jenquavius Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetized and shadow banned in this bitch. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, these super gremlins are on demon time.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Medgar Evers, and it's a very tranquil scene compared to just a couple hours ago where a drive-by shooting just took place. Excuse me, I'm getting live updates as we speak. I've just been updated to the amount of casualties from this drive-by shooting, and I'm getting reports that 2 people were actually declared deceased and 27 others were shot and injured but are in stable condition. And although we must pray for the families of the fallen, we must also praise God for the aim of the super gremlin. If you want to know more about the victims of this crime, make sure you add BGZM News 17 on Patreon at www.patreon.com/blackgenzmindset. Also, don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and comment on the video to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this gun violence in the streets. For more hard-hitting news coverage from the community, by the community, I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
News this.
And cut.
All right, dog. Let's get the out of here before these niggas come back.
Whoa. Yo! Ain't that nigga J?
Nah, that ain't me. That ain't me.
He just went live
That
with
ain't
that
me.
funky ass
Yeah,
suit
that's
on.
that nigga.
That's not me.
Hey, get that nigga.
Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia. Pray for me.
This morning, Memphis police are looking for a person involved in a shooting at a Marathon gas station near downtown. Officers were called to the scene around 9:50 last night in the 300 block of Poplar.
So what did I tell you guys about these gas stations? Super gremlins be posted up outside the gas station, you know, watching people pump their gas, trying to jump out on people and rob their cars, jack their cars. So these gas stations are very dangerous. You have to keep your head on a swivel and your hand on your firearm, okay? Because it is wild, especially out here in Memphis. It goes down, and I'm not surprised that there was a shooting here. I mean, it's crazy. And this is the norm in Memphis, and, you know, that's why this story isn't really getting that much airtime.
When they arrived, they found one man shot to death. MPD says that the shooter did leave the scene going north on Danny Thomas, but that's all of the information we have at this time. If you know anything that can help police, call Crime Stoppers at 901-528-CASH.
It was a holdup on holy ground. Tuesday morning, watch as a 71-year-old woman behind the wheel of this van pulls into the parking lot of Gateway Christian School and Gateway Baptist Church along Macon Road in the Nutbush area. But she was not alone. A man driving a 4-door sedan pulls up alongside, wearing gloves and carrying a Glock, demands the woman's purse, which he got away with.
Damn, so he robbed her at church. These super gremlins are on demon time. And this is absolutely ridiculous, okay? The fact that this man was not honoring the sanctity of the church grounds, and he pulled up, popped out, and took advantage of this woman. Absolutely despicable. And I hope that he gets caught and is prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. But we all know that they have those Soros-funded DAs implanted in all small towns across the United States. And even though Memphis is quote unquote red, right? In a red state, you have these people who are propped up in positions that really make a difference when it comes to crime. And they have a catch and release policy. I did the story on Justin Johnson, one of the guys who is accused of deleting Young Dolph. And he was caught after shooting up a bowling alley, and, you know, irrefutable, undeniable evidence. And he was released without serving even like 20% of his sentence.
Sadly, he also may have taken her sense of security.
Well, you never know what's around you.
Mr. Phillip, a father of 9 whose children took part and whose grandchildren now participate in Gateway's homeschooled program, says this is another reminder crime can happen anywhere at any time.
There's no safe place. It can happen anywhere. It can happen in your front yard.
In this case, the robber did not stop after taking the woman's purse in the school's front parking lot. He returns. This time, inside surveillance catches him using the gun to break in. From there, according to a police report, he began yelling something about calling the police, which the victim was doing after first locking herself inside an office. Take another look. Police say that robber appears to have gone back inside after that female victim, who was essentially a witness, but it is another witness. We're talking about Big Brother that captured everything, as police are hoping to capture the man responsible for the brazen and broad daylight attack. All the more reasons why this grandfather reminds his own family to be on the lookout for those out looking for trouble.
I tell them, be careful and watch where you're going.
Yeah, and he may not give you the specific details, but there's definitely some profiling going on there. All right. Because in order to weed out these situations, obviously a Pooh Shiesty mask is a direct indicator. Okay. Once you see the Pooh Shiesty mask, you need to spot it, identify it, and say it 3 times. Pooh Shiesty mask, Pooh Shiesty mask, Pooh Shiesty mask. And then, you know, usually the super gremlin will scurry away because he knows that you got him beat and you've identified his game. But the issue in this scenario is that a lot of these people, they are caught off guard. Most of them are being targeted because they are elderly. And some of these people, they just don't want to believe that this is happening. But hey, it's real. You can lose your life over this. That's why everybody needs to share my videos with their loved ones, watch my videos, because I mean, if you're not even aware this thing is going on, then you don't know how to protect yourself, because these super gremlins are on demon time.
Well, police certainly want to know who committed this crime on church ground. In Nutbush Street of Patterson, WREG, News Channel 3.
And we stopped by the church to speak with the pastor, but he was not available. If you would like to get another look at the video in hopes you recognize the robber, head to our website, WREG.com. And if you know anything that could help police, call Crime Stoppers at 528-CASH.
Yo, what's good, BGZM News 17 family? I'm at the corner of Jesse Jackson and Marcus Garvey, and I got some bad news for you. As you can see, I lost my job. I'm out here living in cardboard boxes outside of boarded up vacant homes. YouTube said I'm done getting money out here in these streets. They even took my funky ass suit. So anything right now would help. So go ahead and hit that Cash App, hit that PayPal, hit that GoFundMe. Hell, cop the merch. Or if you want to make the long-term commitment to the Jinquavius Jackson Fund, join the Patreon so that I can continue to put out top-notch content each and every day. Also, check out the Rumble, where there is absolutely no censorship. Link in the description box below.
Hey, yo, ain't that nigga Jinquavius? Yo, I recognize.
No, that's not me no more.
Hey, yo, run your
Y'all tell me what they say.
Do the opposite. opposite of Antonio Brown and take
What
all your
more do you want from me?
I could have been dead and gone, but I thank God for my life.
This family that thinks the same men who stabbed Jenny Harris in her home on Springwater Cove in Raleigh stabbed Melvin Harris and stole his truck after they met just less than a mile away.
So, like I said, the elderly are being targeted, and these supergremlins, they don't discriminate. If you old and black, old and white, don't matter. They running up on you with that thanga, and they're telling you to give it up. Some of them, they just want a punching bag for the day. You know, you never know when you're dealing with these people. You might get robbed, give it up, and then they delete you anyway because they just want to catch a body. It's just something to do. Like I told you before, these supergremlins take pride in catching a body. And, you know, in many respects, the community takes pride in catching bodies. And we see that on a day-to-day basis when we watch these rap videos and see the reaction to pop culture and whatnot. You know, a lot of people saying free YNW Melly, a lot of people saying free Q Money. And the list goes on and on of people were supposed to be, you know, campaigning to free when we know they actually did that ish.
On Saturday, Harris went to this mini market to find help with his yard.
So I went up on the corner and picked up somebody I didn't know. I'm used to going up on the corner, picking up folk.
However, this time was different.
He looked crazy, but it wasn't nobody else on the corner for me to get. He was nervous, kept on walking back and forward. He looked weird. He looked like the devil was in him.
Harris tells us he had not seen the men before, but an MPD incident report says Harris told police he had seen the suspect around the neighborhood because the suspect normally helps him around his yard. Whoever the guy was, what the suspect did next is something no one could imagine.
He pulled a knife up. He said, I'm gonna kill you, take your truck and rob you. I said, you ain't doing shit, man.
Woo! And this old head, the OG, was not going for it. He said, you ain't doing ish to me. And, you know, obviously he learned the hard way because you see the knots and the scrapes and bruises on his face. But he stood his ground as best as he could. You got to respect it.
And so we got to tussle, and I held onto the blade of the knife. That's how I got all these cuts on my hand. But he was too strong and young for me. And he pulled me out the truck, and I fell on the ground. So he jumped up, went around to the driver's side. I reached and grabbed the door, and he started picking up speed.
Melvin says he realized the suspect was not going to stop the truck, so he decided to let go and yell for help. Melvin now suffers from 4 broken ribs and more than 12 deep wounds.
Wow, look at those burns. Man, he almost got dragged by the I mean, these supergremlins are ruthless, targeting our elderly. I mean, how much more pathetic can you get? But this is the thing. The community has been enabling this behavior way too long. It's time for us to step up. Otherwise, you may find yourself being victimized by these supergremlins on demon times.
The police did find his car near the Arkansas Bridge, but Harris says when he gets it back, he's
not to pick up no strings or no more. Do the work yourself or wait on your son, one of my sons.
Reporting in Raleigh, Jessica Knotts, WREG News, Channel 3.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Guess what? I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot. By the police, but I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's a Black Gen Z mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's get into the video. All right, guys. So, man, we just got a report out of Memphis. Breaking news. They have set a record number of homicides in the city of Memphis so far this year, and we're only at November 20th. 21st, excuse me. Ain't that about a bitch? So let's get into it. Okay. We're going to start this thing off with the headline. I know we don't normally do that, but we're going to do it today. All right. Memphis breaks homicide record. Again, multiple shootings in a violent stretch of days has pushed Memphis to yet another record number of homicides in 2023, with more than a month left in the year. I assume that, it's because of the lead, right, in the water and and in the walls and the paint and shit, right? The city's homicide toll is 352 for the year. As of November 20th, Officer Chris Williams with the Memphis Police Department said Monday. Triple shooting in North Memphis leaves 2 dead, 1 injured. That number surpasses the record of 346 homicides set in 2021. And 2021 was a record year indeed, which we did cover on this channel, okay, back when we were cha-ching monetized. But now we are demonetized and shadow banned. So guys, anything that you can do to support the channel would be greatly appreciated. All right. And I'm trying to bring the truth to you guys. I'm trying to bring that fire to you guys. So, hit the Cash App, hit the PayPal, hit the GoFundMe. For comparison, Los Angeles, a city of 3.85 million people, reported 272 homicides at the end of October, right? And that's wild. So as densely populated as the city of Memphis is, they have more homicides than Los Angeles. And Los Angeles police commissioner said it's a no-go zone. Okay? He said, don't go to Los Angeles. They can't protect you. That's what the police commissioner said. Okay? So now we have Memphis surpassing 350 homicides. We're not even in December. Though Memphis homicides cooled slightly in 2022, they jumped back up this year. 298 of the city's homicides are considered murders by MPD. New York City, with a population of 8.5 million, reported 333 homicides as of November 12th. 2 people were killed in a triple shooting in North Memphis on Monday morning. That's in addition to the 3 family members who were killed when 5 people were shot Saturday night. The wave of deaths is leaving the Memphis Police Department asking the community for help to stem the bloodshed. I said it over the weekend, and I'll say it again. We have to do better as a community, Officer Williams said. We have to stop the senseless acts of violence that continue to plague the city of Memphis. We have to say enough is enough. Gun crime is ridiculous right now in the city of Memphis. It's too much. You see too many families being devastated and affected by senseless tragedies like this one. So they tend to not acknowledge the elephant in the room. It's not gun crimes, okay? It's the super gremlins on demon time, okay? We've had the same amount of guns for prior years, and I can remember back to when, Memphis was a relatively safe place to go. I mean, it's always been the gutter. It's always been, niggas like to brag about, man, Memphis always been that gutter. It's always been that thing. Like it's always been that, right? I'm not taking away the Memphis street cred, but it was a nice place to go to. You could go to Beale Street and not get shot, right? You could go downtown and have a drink and listen to some live music and not get deleted. I mean, it's gotten so bad. There's fights downtown every weekend. A lot of them end in shootings. So we know the community is fueling this. All right. We know the community is at the forefront of these homicides. Okay. What are we going to do to step up? All right. What are we going to do? It makes no sense that we are enabling this behavior through the culture, through the music, on social media. And I will show you guys on social media. All right. And I'll give you guys an example very soon, a recent example. And this is what, I mean, you have to read the comment section. This is what people think. This is how people believe, right? So let's keep going. 298 of the city's homicides are considered murders by MPD. New York City, with a population of 8.5 million, reported 333 murders as of November 12th. 2 people were killed in a triple. Okay, I read that part. All right, so as you guys can see, 2021 end of year, the murder was at 303, homicides 346. 2022 year to date, you had murders at 215 and homicides at 261. 2023 year to date, not including Monday's homicides, you have 298 murders, 350 homicides. So City Councilman Dr. Jeff Warren says it's heartbreaking, but not shocking. I shoot you, I kill you, then your brother kills 2 of my siblings or relatives, then my relatives kill 4 of yours. So you have that exponential growth in violence where people have retaliatory thought process, and that's not going to work in society. So, that's called spinning the block. That's called spinning the block. But here's the thing, though. It's not just, oh, I shoot you, you kill you, and then I kill back. They are just discounting the random murders that are happening in Memphis. I did a story earlier this year on a billionaire's granddaughter who was killed in Memphis by a guy, a repeat offender, who was let out on, supervised release. It's not just, it was Eliza Fletcher, right? Remember? And he was deleted by Cleotha Abston. And this guy had a record long as a CVS receipt. That's what the issue is. They keep letting out these repeat offenders in the name of the criminal justice system. Reform the criminal justice system. Reform the criminal justice system. Don't need reform. Well, now it does, since y'all reformed that bitch. But we need these motherfuckers locked up. Facts. We need these ninjas locked the fuck up. Because they're discounting all the random murders, talking about it's just gang violence, retaliatory. No, it ain't, bruh. It's not just gang violence. It's not just retaliatory shootings. I know y'all want it to be that so bad because they want to make sense of this stuff, but there is no making sense of it. These super gremlins are on demon time. So Dr. Warren said city leaders are working to launch and improve crime intervention programs such as 901 Block Squad and group violence intervention programs. Not going to work. But it's going to take a collaborative effort that includes state leaders. Governor Bill Lee said he is here to help Memphis in any way he can. We've added additional troopers that would relieve some of the pressure on the MPD to allow them to be more focused on fighting crime, while our highway patrolmen are more focused on what's happening on the roads, he said. Dr. Warren said they will take all the help they can get with hopes of a brighter future for the city. According to the Memphis Crime Commission, violent crime in the county is up 5% and overall crime is up 9.6% since last year. Well, I mean, at least we're getting that out of them. At least they're saying crime is up. Because all other reports would, crime is, murders and homicides and everything is up, but crime is relatively down on the year. Back to you, Tom. Type shit. It's bullshit.
Well, according to Memphis police, there have been 91 more homicides this year compared to last year at this time. And as crime continues to go up, people continue to be fed up.
We have to do better as a community. We have to stop the senseless acts of violence that continue to plague the city of Memphis.
Memphis police officer Chris Williams pleading with the community today to stop the violence after working the scene of the
And here's the thing. I think Chris Williams' heart is in the right place. I genuinely do. Here's the thing. White people can't solve this problem for us. All right. And because we won't allow that. All right. If Chris Williams' ass tried to come in here and police in a Memphis hood, I'm telling you, and he don't got backup, like 3 or 4, 5 guys in blue, he gonna get his ass kicked out. I'm telling you that right now. That's just the facts. So, I mean, this is the reality. You genuinely need. There's this one sheriff, I forgot his name, but you need like a big swole black guy who really is like hard on crime, not one of these fucking liberal pussy guys, because the face has to be right. All right, and this is not what I believe. This is what I know, will work, because politically, all right, you can't just have, Officer Cam Williams here, and I'm here to make an arrest, right? Like I'm telling you right now, it's not going to work. All right.
352nd homicide in the city so far this year.
We're tired of it. This community is tired of it. We have to do better.
According to the latest numbers.
I'm telling you, it ain't enough. It's not enough bass in his voice. You need like a big, swole black dude. Yeah, so I'm gonna tell you right now, this shit's got to stop. And I'm gonna make it stop. And I'm coming for you. Like, you need somebody like that. Like all that, it has to stop right now. And I'm not saying he's not a good cop. Okay. But he just doesn't. I'm telling you, the super criminals don't respect that. 14, 15-year-old shooters in Memphis don't respect that. That's the facts.
By the Memphis Police Department this year, we have seen almost 100 more homicides than last year at this time.
Damn.
352 this year compared to 261 last year.
Shout out to Hot Black Desiato with the $15 cash out.
Hold on. Hello? Where we at? Oh, you want to know where I'm at? We outside!
Yeah, he's definitely outside with it. I appreciate your support, bro. And anybody else who want to chip in, y'all know what to do. Hit that cash app.
City Councilman Dr. Jeff Warren says it's heartbreaking, but not shocking.
I shoot you, okay? I kill you, then your brothers kill 2 of my siblings or relatives. Then my relatives kill 4 of yours. Okay, so you have that exponential growth in violence where people have a retaliatory thought process. And, that's not going to work in society.
Dr. Warren says city leaders are working to launch and improve crime intervention programs such as 901 Block Squad and GVIP. But he says it's going to take a collaborative effort that includes state leaders. Governor Bill Lee says the state is there to help Memphis in any way they can.
We've added additional troopers that would relieve some of the pressure on the Memphis Police Department to allow them to be more focused on fighting crime, while our highway patrolmen are more focused on what's happening on the roads.
And Dr. Warren says the city will take all the help they can get with hopes of a brighter future for Memphis.
So you're optimistic about turning this around?
I have to be.
Damn, that was hella cope right there. I have to be. He didn't say he was optimistic about that. Was cope if I ain't never heard it. I have to be. My life and my family's life and, our life in Memphis depends on it. I have to be. Ugh, that's cope. Ouch. I mean, imagine if you go home and you ask your wife, "Hey, baby, do you love me?" And she says, "Oh, I have to." Ooh, you're like, "Oh, hell no." That shit is coke, bro. Oh man. It ain't finna get solved, bro. It ain't finna get solved. We got 2 more decades of this shit. The black community's not gonna speak up. I'm one of the only ninjas. I'm not gonna say I'm the only ninja, but I am one of the only ninjas, and there's literally a handful of us who speak up about this major issue plaguing the community that nobody seems to want to address. Okay. And yeah, we got a couple decades of it, because anybody who is doing this is getting shadow banned, is getting censored, is getting demonetized. As you know, your boy has been demonetized. And I don't even I wasn't cursing on my videos. Now I'm just doing the live streaming thing, and I don't let it fly because hey, I'm already shadow banned, so what the hell, right? But yeah, I mean, it just doesn't make sense.
For more information on crime intervention programs in the city, you can visit our website, WREG.com. Live downtown, I'm Ashley Paul, WREG News, Channel 3.
All right. So more into this Memphis crime and homicides specifically. I mean, we know how these guys in Memphis get down. A lot of crackheads in Memphis, man. A lot of guys who are on that old school crack, man. I mean, it's real, bro. They still doing crack in Memphis like it's the 80s. Like they just like found the right concoction. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like they just perfected the damn formula, and now they going crazy, because I've done multiple stories on crackhead murderers in Memphis. And these guys, I mean, remember we did that one story on the guy who deleted his own child and threw the child in the lake and killed his baby mama. I mean, remember that one? I mean, we got so much shit in Memphis. We got Eliza Fletcher, which was that a year ago from, I'm not going to say it's a year ago from today, but it was, I mean, okay, it was in September. Yeah, that one was crazy. The billionaire granddaughters. Yeah, billionaire granddaughter. Motherfucking. She got deleted by Cleotha Abson. Then we had there was a dude who crashed out, right? Killed his baby mama. Threw the baby in the lake. Let me see. That shit was crazy too. Oh yeah. Remember Ezekiel Kelly? He's the guy who pulled up in the auto zone and he said, "Bro, I really be killing niggas." Blah blah blah. Remember that shit? That shit was crazy. He went on a shooting rampage. That was a crackhead. That was a crackhead right there for sure. Damn. Let me see. I want to find that one where. Anyways, we'll play the story, but. It's been some crazy shit, bro.
Memphis feels broken for so many of us by a violent crime crisis that just refuses to let up. Homicides in our beloved city now more than 350, a new record. Action News 5's Tavarius Haywood has a look at that difficult, grim number and reflections from one local pastor about this gut-wrenching record. Tavarius?
Yeah, Joe, shootings and killings are leaving community leaders frustrated, saying it's time to get to the real issues that are driving crime here in Memphis.
Enough.
All right, now pay attention to what they are calling or believe to be the real issues. I guarantee none of them are going to address the real issues.
Is enough. We're tired of it. This community's tired of it. We have to do better.
Memphis police officers are fed up with shootings in Memphis.
Our officers are tired, right? They're overworked, but they're doing the best that they can.
And I'm going to tell you right now, you probably don't want the ninjas in that trap house behind you to hear that. Just saying. I mean, god damn, this guy has no confidence in his ability to do his job. We're tired. We're tapped out. It's OV. We're throwing in the towel. Super Gremlins, y'all can have the city. I mean, he's just giving it away. Where are them old country? Where are the old country sheriffs in Memphis? Where the fuck are those guys? Them guys, they done threw in their towel, right? Their style of policing was racist. Okay, so they done threw in the towel. They said, the hell with the city. We gonna live on the outskirts and watch it burn, right? I mean, this guy, he's just not. It's not giving a strong hand. All right, we're tired. We're ready to go to bed, and they keep killing. It's not enough, big dog. I mean, Man, this is why I continue to say we got 2 more decades of this shit, bro. In every major city. In the city I live in, hell, Atlanta too. I'm not gonna leave us out of this like we're just immune to this shit. No, Atlanta is going through the same thing. We're going through the same thing.
And families of homicide victims are also fed up. Many of these families are still searching for answers about why these pointless shootings keep happening.
State senators like Brent Taylor think that they could say, all you got to do is add a few more Tennessee Highway Patrol officers. Well, Tennessee Highway Patrol has conducted over 17,000 traffic stops since January and only made 12 felony arrests.
Over the weekend, Memphis broke the 2021 record for homicides. MPD is reporting so far this year, there have been 298 murders and 352 homicides. In 2021, there were 303 murders and 346 homicides. Pastor Earl Fisher says gun laws need to be changed in order to bring real change.
Oh, hell nah. Hell nah. Wah, 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 wah. So that I told you they're gonna say this is the issue and it's not gonna be the real issue. Gun laws need to be changed, bruh. Guys, we got 2 more decades of this shit. I mean, look, bruh. The people who are doing these shootings, these killings, are already breaking the law. What the fuck do these guys not understand? How do they not get this? How do they not get it? They're breaking the law already. They don't care about the law. You can either, what y'all need to do is tighten up the damn judicial code and put some more teeth in it. I mean, spin the block with a 94 crime bill, specifically catered to violent crime. See how that does. All right. Let's get something with some teeth in it. 3 strikes, you're out, bro. Especially on the violent crime. I mean, hell, if it's bad enough, 1 strike, you out. I mean, we've got to get these laws written in on the books that has some damn teeth in them. They got some bite back. Niggas used to be scared to go to jail. Now they have, you know what I'm saying? Now they happy as hell to go to jail. Shit, I got my iPad. I got my Xbox One. I got my PlayStation 5. I got my phone. I got TikTok. I'm getting bitches online. Bitches put money on my commissary. Bro, and I'm going to show you one of the issues too. But it's crazy.
Open carry in the state is easier, especially for Black communities and Black children, to get access to guns and drugs than it is for them to get access to jobs that pay livable wage.
And that's bullshit. That's bullshit. And for one, if you're a kid, you don't need a fucking job that pays a livable wage. You need a job that keeps you out the damn streets, period. You need a job that teaches you discipline. I don't give a fuck if the job is paying 75 cents an hour. Because when I was a kid, hell, we was working for $7.25. We didn't need a livable wage. You're a fucking kid. And if we want to say, okay, gun violence is affecting the kids the most, I guarantee if these kids were, in tutoring after school, you'll see a 50% decrease in the homicides. But they don't want to do that. Right? And we wonder why we're failing in education. Your kids get out of school and then you just get their ass free reign. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Or equitable education.
There are several reasons why people believe crime is up in Memphis. Some would say mental health issues, while others would say the poverty rate in Memphis is too high, driving people into survival mode. Either way, Fisher says state and local leaders need...
Bruh. Would you be surprised if I told you that some people just like living in squalor? I know, shocking, right? Some people, if I said, hey, you and your 3 kids, I'm gonna make sure that y'all never have to pay for rent for the rest of y'all life. Just come in, move in this 2-3 bedroom apartment, and they was living in some, a trap house before. Come in 2 bedroom apartment, whatever, and y'all can live rent free. I'm telling you right now, they will turn that bitch into a pigsty within 2 weeks. Some people just like living in filth. So what's my point here? My point here is the housing in Memphis is really fucking cheap, especially if you're living in one of these hood areas. It's cheap as hell. Okay. And it's not hard to maintain. Your biggest obstacle is going to be the crime. Other niggas in the hood who are maybe it'd be property damage by shooting your house up. So that's the issue. The behavior is the issue we need to solve. Bro, they're acting like we just got guns yesterday and everybody's going, bro, we've had guns in this country since the origin. All right. And the advancements of guns as far as technologically, I mean, it hasn't been too crazy within the past couple decades, right? I mean, after the machine gun, it's like, all right, anything else is just a luxury. But it's just wild, bro.
Need to be held accountable for gun crimes in the city.
Show me where you have budgeted resources and invested them in the places where we see far too much crime and violence. If you can't put your money where your mouth is, maybe it's time to shut up.
He said nothing about arresting the homicide offenders. A lot of these guys are repeat offenders. He said nothing about holding the people accountable who actually commit these homicides. He wants to make a broad, sweeping punishment for all of the citizens of Memphis for the actions of, even though it's a lot of homicides, I still will say the actions of the few. Okay? This is how these leftists, this is how these liberals like to work. And this is what they genuinely believe in. It's not like they're, plotting to do it's not like they're plotting to, have some conspiracy. This is what they actually believe in. Because they think it works. And they think, oh, if we take the guns away from everybody, then nobody will have guns, right? Hilarious.
I sent a list of questions to Memphis Police Chief CJ Davis, like what's their plans for next year or comments about the past violent weekends here in Memphis. I was told no one was available. In downtown Memphis, Tavarius Haywood, Action News 5.
I mean, we just had another shooting in Tennessee I covered where the super gremlin who deleted the white woman, what is her name? Jillian, if I'm not mistaken. The student in Jillian Ludwig by I guess he said he was shooting at a car. Clapped her while she was walking in the park. He had just been, dismissed on charges of aggravated assault because he was mentally incompetent to stand trial. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Okay? So, I mean, this is an issue that nobody has really brought a real solution for. They want to do the gun legislation and all this stuff. I'm telling you, it's not going to work. It's wild, bro.
Memphis has its share of troubles, especially when it comes to crime. Some people say they've had enough and are packing their bags and moving away.
WRG's April Thompson takes a look at the push to get residents to stick with Memphis and not give up.
The headlines.
Breaking news as gunshots ring out.
Responding to a shooting.
The crime scenes.
Raging crime problem.
The random robberies. Memphis is not immune from the crime plaguing a lot of cities, but from citizens to businesses, many are growing weary of living in fear.
And we have some great food and entertainment in Midtown and downtown, so it's just a shame that they can't experience that because they don't feel safe.
Tony Westmoreland owns 10 restaurants in the Memphis area. He's seen business change in the last few months.
We've heard from our customers talking about they don't feel comfortable getting out at night. They don't feel comfortable leaving their cars parked in the parking lot at restaurants.
Now, all right, that's important. Who is who's stalking these people and waiting for them after they leave their car to ransack their car, run through their car, maybe even jack their car? I mean, the community has to answer for this. That's what I'm saying. We have so much to answer for that we're just brushing off. And I see it online every day. And especially, I mean, I see it in these brain dead hoteps for sure, but especially in the sisters, they're acting like there's nothing going on and we have no problems. It's wild.
Out at night, they don't feel comfortable leaving their cars parked in the parking lot at restaurants. And now it's not even at night. You've got cars getting broken into in the middle of the day.
We don't have a big kitchen, but we do a lot of food comes out of this little bitty kitchen.
Restaurant manager Christopher Anderson noticed something else.
People are hesitant to stay longer. They're kind of getting more to-go foods and stuff. They're like coming in and they're leaving. Crowds are dying down.
So as you can see, this is a brother and he's being affected. His coin is being affected as a restaurant manager. But the community does not care. And we're not addressing the problem. As a matter of fact, there are people laughing at the problem, and I'm going to get to that.
When the sun goes down.
Crime is taking a toll.
Last weekend, we had a break-in at one of the restaurants that we have under construction for one of our expanding concepts. Fellow restaurant service industry employee just came into the bar for a little bit to talk to some friends, and then he wasn't there 10 minutes. Walked out, went across the street, and then somebody approached him and shot him. Next door to one of my other locations, we had a gas station attendant that I've known for 3 years. Really nice guy. He was actually about to quit working at the gas station and go to India to see his family. And they robbed him. He gave them the money. They still shot him and then walked outside and shot the dog.
It's led to...
Damn. You heard that. They robbed him. He gave them the money. They went outside, or they shot him, went outside and shot a dog. These super gremlins are on demon time. And I told you guys, these super gremlins will rob you and still kill you, even if you give it up. Even if you give it up, man. Y'all don't understand how wicked these people are for real, bruh. It is bad. And obviously, these are brothers who are doing this, ninjas. and people, I don't know, man. It's just like, most of these guys are young, but then you have the old heads as well. But genuinely on social media, people don't think this is an issue or think it's even as big of an issue as it really is. It's absolutely insane, bro. So we're going to get into, we'll finish this story. Then we'll get into one more story. Then I want to show you guys what's going on in Memphis. The cope from the black community is insane, bro. I've never seen cope like this in my life. The justification of looting and thievery and just overall wickedness is really horrible, man.
Changes in how Westmoreland does business.
So one of the measures that we've taken is every site that we have now uses armored truck services. So our staff doesn't have access to any money.
It's an added expense. He knows if things don't change, some businesses may pick up and leave.
You want nice restaurants, you want nice places to go. If people don't feel that they can make money here doing that, they're going to take it someplace else.
What is that? Hey-o. What is that? What is that? I'm gonna repeat him. What is he describing here? Anybody who's followed me for more than, I'll say, 6 months should know this. What environment is he describing here? Okay. And I'll give you a hint. It's a climate. It's a climate. All right. That has to do with eating. All right. Sustaining yourself. Sustenance. What is he referring? Can anybody tell me what this is?
Knows if things don't change, some businesses may pick up and leave.
You want nice restaurants, you want nice places to go. If people don't feel that they can make money here doing that, they're going to take it someplace else. And we're not going to have any of those things.
There's a black man saying this, so it's not racist. Can't be racist because niggas can't be racist. So this is not racist. He just proved it right here. Slow flow Columbro. Slow flow Columbro. He hit the nail on the head. Food desert.
Oh, say like
You're absolutely right. This is what a food desert is. So he just gave us the reason why food deserts exist. The food was here, now it's not. He just gave us the reason why food deserts exist. And this is the facts, and I'm going to say it straight up. Because black people keep robbing all the damn food. It's not all black people, but it's enough to be like, God damn, y'all niggas are relentless with the bullshit. And then you want to cry about a food desert. You just can't. In the same breath, they were literally in the same breath. Well, we had to rob because we ain't had no money. But y'all need to keep the store here so we can rob you blind and just take the losses. They just want the companies to take the losses and write it off as the insurance. That's what every ignorant nigga say. They got insurance. They don't need it. I mean, it's fucking insane. And that's the real mindset for your ass. I mean, if you want a reality check, that's it. That's it. Okay? That's it right there. And if you don't believe that black people are robbing all the food, I literally have proof. In Memphis, we're specifically talking about in Memphis because then they're going to be like, well, it ain't where I'm at. Okay, cool. Well, we're talking about Memphis. In Memphis, black people are robbing all the food and creating food deserts. That's a fact. Or they're robbing the potential customers who are going to get the food. That's a fact.
They're going to take it someplace else. And we're not going to have any of those things.
But despite the crime, they aren't ready to call it quits yet.
We're not giving up on Memphis. We're trying to build out, but those are additional expenses that we incur, and it's difficult to do that, especially now with the sales being declining.
But I'm really bullish on Memphis.
That sticking with Memphis mentality is what Pastor Rufus Smith likes to hear. He moved to Memphis.
And he's bullish on Memphis. And I'm sure they'll, like I said, it's a couple decade thing. They're going to gentrify the hood areas. I mean, it's a cycle, right? The leftists they have 20-year plans for this, growth plans and stuff for this shit. I'm not worried about that. Yes, if you want to pin your ears back and stick it out in Memphis, hey, I'm not telling you to leave Memphis. I don't believe it's safe, but I'm not telling you to leave your home. What I am saying is you need to stock up on ammo. You need to stock up on Kevlar. You need to make sure that you're safe if you're going to invest in Memphis and if you're going to, stick your boots in the sand and really dig in and get it out the mud, because this is definitely getting out of the mud. Having a business in Memphis is getting it out of the mud. You have to have security. You have to have measures in place to keep your customers safe. These things have to be handled. And if you're not willing to do that, you probably shouldn't be doing business in Memphis. Okay. You have to factor in those, what we would call sunk costs. You would have to factor that in to your business off rip. Like that already has to be a part of your budget, security expenses. Okay. To deal with these super gremlins. And I'm not mad at the brother, but here's what I will tell him. If you are not doing the things that I just said prior, like investing in Kevlar, investing in hard hats, okay, investing in ammunition, more firearms. If you're not protecting yourself, you will die in this city. And it won't be of natural causes. Let me say that again. If you are not protecting yourself in this city, you will die in Memphis. And it won't be from natural causes. The pastors, all of the best people on paper and off are the main ones who get killed. Because unfortunately, a lot of them are soft. So they believe in this idealistic black community and Wakanda, and none of us want to hurt each other, and all of us love each other. And I'm looking at you, brother, and you looking back at me, and we throwing our fist up, and we're in rebellion to the system and the white man. And we believe that every brother thinks like that, because these revolutionary Hotep, pulpit, preaching brothers, a lot of them, not all, but a lot of them believe in that. And I believe in that to a certain degree. Okay. What niggas you could be like, okay, yeah, he's a good dude. He's a good brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the ones who aren't. But this is the thing. These pastor types, they think every nigga is able to, hey, young man, why you got that gun? Why do you have that Pooh Shiesty mask? Here, sit on my lap and let's have a conversation. These are the types of black men that get their ass smoked like within 7 seconds. Come on, young brother. Why you got that gun to me? My hands are up, young brother. Now let me talk about where your upbringing is. Where's your mama at? These types of niggas are the ones who get killed the quickest. I'm telling you that right now. And people might, how do you know? You just talking out your ass. All right. I don't want to make a bold prediction, but it's a lot of niggas who gonna be dead in Memphis from here to the end of the year. I wouldn't be surprised if Memphis got to 375, 400 homicides. I'm calling it. Cause best believe niggas are seeing this report, headlines in Memphis. Oh, Memphis just, hit a homicide record. Again, they just beat a homicide record. You guess what niggas are doing in Memphis? They rubbing their hands like Birdman. They trying to run up the score. They're like a Power 5 football team going against a fucking independent division football team or HBCU. They're running up the numbers. They're running up the stats. They like 352 homicides. Nigga, hold my beer. Or hold my Henny. That's what they're doing. That is the mindset. And if you think otherwise, you're blind, or you're not actually outside, or you don't actually leave your comfort zone, or you haven't left your house since COVID. That's the reality. They're not looking at, see, the news and the black pastors and the black centrists and all this kind of stuff. They're going on the news and saying, "Oh, this is unacceptable. We need to get a hold of our children and pull them up and get them by the britches and get their ass back in school." And the super gremlins are like 352 homicide shit. That shit light, nigga. Y'all niggas getting soft. I'm telling you. You don't believe me. It's cool. You don't have to believe me. Believe me when you're dead.
Memphis from Houston 13 years ago.
There needs to be a raised awareness.
To take over as lead pastor at Hope Church. He says what the city has to offer is worth fighting for. It led him to write an op-ed in the newspaper to those who are considering leaving.
Rufus Smith. Okay, so we gonna find this. Oh man, I mean, these niggas just giving me content, bro. We gonna. Oh Lord, we gonna find this op-ed. Oh my God, and we gonna review it. Shout out to the brother. You know, and I'm sure he's an intelligent brother. I'm sure he's a smart brother. All that good stuff and the boot the bang and the whoop the wop. You're dumb on this issue, big dog. Father, pastor, reverend, whatever you want to. You're not up to speed on this issue, big dog. Well, this is what they'll say. Well, I live it every day. I live it. Bet you won't tell them niggas where your crib at.
Because of crime.
I recognize that those fears are real. I do not criticize people for being afraid or saying I'm relocating for my family's sake.
Well, that's nice. At least he's not shaming people for leaving the godforsaken city.
To improve your lot, that's not my issue. But to relocate for the sole sake of fear as opposed to fighting, that's what I'm challenging.
He says Memphis, with its support.
Fighting? How? God damn. Bro, these niggas are deluded. Fight? How? You think your 50-some old ass is going to fight these 15, 16? Man, I just saw a highlight tape of a 14-year-old 6'3" ninja wide receiver who's mossing on niggas. This nigga's 14 and still in 8th grade. Nigga in 8.5 grade mossing on middle schoolers. Bruh, you think you're going to fight them? You're out of your goddamn mind. Hell, I'm a strong ninja and I be seeing these young niggas and I'm like, God damn, these niggas coming from a different stock. What the hell? They're only getting bigger. They're only getting stronger because the women are getting bigger. So it only makes sense that the seed are getting, I mean, fight how, bruh? Unless you're going to change the laws on the books to lock these niggas the fuck up, there's no way you are fighting this, big dog. You gonna square up with a nigga with a strap. If you ain't willing to put him down, he gonna put you down.
Affordable housing, its rich history of entrepreneurship, and its cultural movements is worth fighting for. And there's a growing appetite to mobilize here.
There's an army of young professionals that say, we didn't come here just to make money. We came here to make a difference. How can we do it? That's what emboldens me.
Members of the clergy are working together to look at how they fit in to find solutions.
We have said, not only are we going to broaden our trust with each other, but we're going to choose something that we can all work on. And what we chose was closing the economic gap. That is workforce development.
Using their platform and resources to mentor the unemployed or underemployed, giving them new options.
When I have my hopes, my dreams, my aspirations either delayed or denied, it just creates an atmosphere of hopelessness and hurt people hurt people.
Oh, hell no.
Look at.
That's the cope. Hurt people hurt people. I mean, fundamentally, yes, I agree. But using it as a cope or justification for the crime. Like I said, we have 2 more decades of this stuff. Guys, stand firm, stand strong, plant your feet in the sand, find a safe space to you know, plant your feet in the sand, protect your family. It's going to be a long ride. I'll be here with you every step of the way.
Providing opportunities of hope, education, employment, etc. It will have an impact on the crime.
And make Memphis the place people come and want to stay.
We're going to hang on as long as we can.
April Thompson, WREG News Channel 3.
Yeah, I mean, and I've learned this lesson the hard way. Cut your losses when you're up. When you have the chance to get out of a shitty business, get out. I learned this lesson this year, man. I started a new business venture. I didn't get out when I was supposed to. I had an opportunity to get out. I doubled down, and it hurt me bad. When you have the opportunity to get out of a bad business venture, leave. I'm telling you this right now. Get out. Once your lease runs up, get out. Okay? This is one entrepreneur to another. Get out, cut your losses, get back to the nitty-gritty. What works? What works? These types of restaurants in what type of towns? These types of restaurants in what type of cities? What works? What's proven? What's tried and true? That's for you to decide. I can tell you what don't work. A business in the community. All right. So let's listen to let's read rather. Rufus Smith, his little op-ed, Flight or Fight. I fell in love with Memphis. It's still worth fighting for. Opinion. Yeah, that is your opinion, big dog. All right. So he says, I have a confession. I get sad and mad when people say they are considering relocating their families due to the recent rise of violent crime in Memphis. As a 3-time victim of violent crime, not here but elsewhere, cap. This nigga already capping. He's already capping. So how the hell are we supposed to believe him now? He says he's a 3-time victim of violent crime, not in Memphis though, but elsewhere. Where then? Tell us where, please. Because there ain't no way you've been in Memphis for the long haul and you have never experienced violent crime in Memphis. That's bullshit. I'm calling cap on that. I understand the sentiment, but reject flight over fight. I'm mad at myself too because of the smug satisfaction of thinking I am doing enough by pastoring a local church while being a poor neighbor, neglecting my Cordova Civic Club community meetings. Okay. When Memphis became my home 13 years ago, so 13 years and he's never experienced a violent crime in Memphis. He a lucky nigga. That's what I'll say. Either he's lying or he a lucky nigga. Because there's no way you or your family have not experienced a violent crime in Memphis and you've been there for 13 years. Maybe he doesn't live in Memphis like that. Maybe he lives on the outskirts. This is what I'm saying. A lot of these dudes, even black people, they're speaking from privilege. And I know, contrary to popular that everybody wants to believe that, only white people have privilege. Nah, black people have privilege too. Yo ass is out here on the outskirts in a big ass house. You got that big ass fucking church. You ain't paying taxes. And then you out here talking about I've never experienced a violent crime in Memphis. Nigga, because you live 30 minutes from the city. Like, bro, what the hell, bro? And then he gonna tell your ass to stay so you can keep going to his fucking church and giving your tithes and offerings. That's what this is really about. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a bean sack. Let's keep it one thou wow. That's what this is really about. Oh, Lord. 13 years ago, my wife and I left Houston, Texas to accept the call to pastor Hope Evangelical Presbyterian Church on Walnut Grove. I dreaded leaving my hometown. Nevertheless, I was spiritually, I believe he got, attacked in Houston. So if he says, okay, three violent crime incidents elsewhere, I believe him. He came from Houston. Makes sense. I dreaded leaving another leftist city. I dreaded leaving my hometown. Nevertheless, I was spiritually compelled to relocate. I soon became enamored with Memphis and wanted to die here. Like my friend Johnny Pitt, I'm bullish on the good, the grit, and grind of our beloved Memphis. And here's the thing. I love Memphis too. I've been to Memphis a few times. Live music is out of this world, man. Music that'll make you tear up and cry. Music that'll make you sing. Music that'll make you laugh. music that'll make you kiss somebody. I mean, the history, the tradition, the great artists that have come from Memphis, that Memphis has bred, and you know, all of that, man, all of that. There's so many great things about the city of Memphis, but the crime overshadows and overweighs all of that. Okay, it really does. It really does. Okay. 13 years ago. Okay, I read that. I fight for the next generation. I'm emboldened by my growing army of young professionals living in Memphis. Many have befriended this older man. My adult age children relocated with us in 2010. Even though they had options, my favorite oldest daughter is an executive director of a nonprofit using music to empower girls as creative leaders in under-resourced communities. What type of music? If it's hip hop music, we don't want it. We already got enough of that shit. Okay? And this is coming from a guy who loves hip hop. Any hip hop programs, throw them out. We got enough of it. Every little nigga want to be a rapper. Throw the shit out. We don't need that in nonprofit organizations and programs. If you're really going to do music, you need to be picking up an instrument. Like, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this. Oh, well, you know, I'm studying music. Well, what are you actually studying? Oh, well, I'm rapping and you know, and I understand if you're doing like the engineering part, but I'm just learning how to record. Nah, cut it out. Pick up an instrument, or you just bullshitting. My favorite son worked at Boys and Girls Club until returning to Houston to co-parent his sons. And my favorite youngest daughter graduated from Memphis Teachers Residency in 2016 and is still educating in under-resourced neighborhood. Thousands of their talented young adult peers could take flight, but have stayed to fight. Am I my brother's keeper? Many white and middle-class black or brown families can isolate or have options of flight. Hold on. Leave white people out of this shit. How about that? All right? This is an internal issue, and we have to address it as such. Okay? Because believe it or not, white people are suffering in Memphis as well. Some people didn't have the ability to flight. But what about most of the hardworking, brave, struggling families? Do we leave them to fight alone? Am I my brother's keeper? Genesis 4:9. Do I love my struggling neighbors as myself? Leviticus 19:18. Matthew 22:39. Data reveals a minority of people commit most of the violent crime. Okay, we're getting somewhere. And though we must not oversimplify the perplexity of the problem, why flee with such beatable odds? So he's already narrowed down that a minority of people commit the most of the violent crime. Now let's narrow that even further down. What minority of people are committing? Because that's really the only way we're going to get to the rooted issue, right? If we say, hey, look, God damn, black people running the score up in Memphis. Can we say that? Maybe we don't have to say it as mean, like, y'all doing all the, y'all running up the score. Say it in a cool way so niggas will accept it, so they understand it. Because I'm telling you right now, as a whole, and this is just a reality, black people genuinely do not believe that we're running up the statistics when it comes to violent crime. Like, as a community, we don't believe it. That's a fact. As a whole, I'm not talking about who's in this live stream or me or you. I'm talking about if you were to ask your random black person on the street, they don't believe it, even if they might be involved in doing some of that themselves. Even the hood niggas don't believe it, bro. Man, white people doing way worse shit than we. They genuinely believe that. Data reveals a minority of people commit most of the violent crime. And though we must not oversimplify the perplexity of the problem, why flee with such beatable odds? What we're fighting against. We're up against criminal justice system that's a revolving door for serious violent crime offenders. Okay. So now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting somewhere. He's actually addressing the issues in this article. All right. Against generational causes that make criminal activity more accessible than livable wage opportunities, against my apathetic attitude, which perpetuates evil. I'm not criticizing relocation that's motivated by improving one's lot in life. Instead, I'm challenging the motivation of relocating based on fear without fighting. Have I been called to Memphis just to make money, to make a difference? Or to make a difference, rather. Those who don't take flight. During times of crisis in Memphis, Charlie Virgos, okay, so he addressed one of the issues, but he didn't really delve into it. We'll read this last part of his little op-ed, and then we'll keep it pushing. Those who didn't take flight. During times of crisis in Memphis, Charlie Virgos didn't take flight. Instead, he stayed and created the nationally famous Rendezvous Barbecue. Robert Church stayed to reclaim Memphis Incorporation and save the city. Maxine Smith didn't take flight. She stayed as a key figure to desegregate Memphis schools and government. Pitt Hyde stayed and assembled AutoZone, the largest retailer of automotive replacement parts in the U.S. Fred Smith didn't take flight. He stayed and engineered the world's largest transportation company. These folks found some degree of ease, but none left because of disease or dis-ease, which he tried to make a play on words, which is, is what it is. I'll let it ride. How to fight. Fighting can take on many versions. Praying supported by action, rejecting the blame game. Praying supported by action. Okay. All right. As long as he just didn't say praying empty. Rejecting the blame game. Okay, so rejecting the blame game. Actually, I think we need more blame game, because you got to blame somebody. You got to blame the super criminals. Raising your awareness about what nonprofits, churches, businesses, government, and educators are doing to promote prevention and intervention. Okay. Mentoring, hiring, and volunteering to help dispel hopelessness. Advocating for political policies that arrest joblessness and the impoverished conditions that contribute to criminal behavior. Memphis, we have more to celebrate than criticize. Let's resolve to get more involved. I will. Okay, so he wrote that in June. On June 27th, it was published. I mean, it's not bad, but it is. Here's the thing. I don't disagree with him. If you are profiting in Memphis, hell, double down. Find a way to make more money. Okay. Find a way to benefit from the crime in some way. You can even, people have a sense of humor too. You can do something to spice up business and, through marketing and whatnot. But the reality is, unless Memphis changes the laws to stop, which is the biggest issue, the revolving door in the criminal justice system, then y'all are cooked. Point blank, period. And why are you cooked? Because of ninjas like this. All right. Ninjas like this are the reason why Memphis ain't going nowhere. And this is what causes food deserts. Okay. They're going in there stealing everything. Now tell me this isn't a black issue. As you can see, the Arab man is telling them to stop. They aren't stopping. They're sagging. He tells him to shut his bitch ass up. Pooh shiesty mask. Pooh shiesty mask. Pooh shiesty mask. but it is white people's fault. They're hungry. They're stealing Similac. They're stealing baby formula. They're stealing diapers. Right? That's what we were told. But then you have the reality here. Shut your bitch ass up. Shout out to Johnny Rebel with the Rumble rant. Shout out to all my guys on Rumble who are watching the stream. I greatly appreciate it. He says that church in Cordova, Tennessee, 15 miles east of Memphis, 45 west, 43, son, 0 murders, 639 violent crime per capita. Okay, there are a lot of numbers. Hold on. That church in Cordova, Tennessee, 15 miles east of Memphis, 45 west, 43 son. Are you saying there's 43? Is it 43% son or 43 sonmen in general? 0 murders, 639 violent crimes per capita. There are a lot of numbers. I'm gonna need you to clarify. But anyways, you're telling people to stop robbing your store, and you get in response, shut your bitch ass up. And he literally dropped everything he came in with. And that guy is just like carrying a rifle. Look, he got the stick on him, right? Is that the stick? That can't be. Oh, it might be like a little keychain or something. It looked like a fucking strap. Oh, is it? Because he pulls up his pants and then it swings and it almost looks. I mean, look, even if it's not a gun, look at this nigga's pants sagging, bro. Look how bad he's sagging his pants. Damn, bro. We are down bad, bro. We are down bad. We're at our worst. This might be our worst in history, goddamn. Honestly, because that level of sagging and then his whatever he got on under that shit, I guess he got some shorts on under that shit. It's longer than where it's almost shorter than where he's sagging from. Like, if you look at where his pants started, it looked like his legs are like 2 feet tall. Oh my God, bro. You can't make this shit up, bro. And all of this is happening because of white supremacy. You got one white bitch, one little white bitch. She tried to scurry out there. We gonna call her out too. Here she go. Here's a little white bitch. She came in earlier. I mean, what do you do about this? What the fuck what are you supposed to do about this? Right?
Oh, he's so funny. Cut it part 3.
Damn, man. Niggas just ruining businesses. So, not only are we looting and robbing, and yes, I say we, because like I said before, we all have to take accountability for this because we've enabled it. As you can see, this is a Hotep. His page, The Black Man is God. Electromechanical engineer, full stack software engineer, computer magician, loves simple and beautiful code. I am an engineer, so I'm smart, black and militant. God. I mean, this shit just writes itself, bro. Anyways, he tweets, The Black Man is God tweets, I don't think it's a loss. This is an opportunity. What are the chances of these businesses that are being looted are black owned? We need to start recycling money through our communities again. So his assumption is because this happened to them because they're Indian or Arab, and essentially black people need to take over these businesses, and this wouldn't happen to them. Well, you're wrong, black man is God, because they do it to black businesses too. You fucking idiot. Okay. He said, I'd say chances are high black owner will get robbed even worse. Yep. The problem is the culture. That's a fact. And then this guy says there's absolutely nothing with black American culture wrong with black American culture. The problem is with the ones that control the black American communities, and those people are mostly not black. Like I said to the other guy, that will be black Americans hill to climb. Bruh. Somebody says they will steal from black owned too. He says maybe, but that's our challenge to overcome. Wow. I said they robbed the black ones too, you idiot, from my other page. Shout out to Reclaim Your Throne. Follow me on Twitter, BGZM News 17, or Reclaim Tweets. Yeah, so this is a black man justifying this shit. And this is from Dr. Boyce Watkins. He's quoting this video. He said, if you ever wonder why companies are taking their businesses out of certain neighborhoods. So he's describing a food desert right here. I mean, let's keep it a buck. Why are companies moving from black neighborhoods? Because black people don't know how to act when a new business moves in. They don't know how to just pay for their shit. Well, they do know how to, but stealing is more fun, right? That's the facts. I wonder why we lost our stores, theaters, schools, pools, and whatever else in the neighborhood. Think back in time. Facts. Why do these things become a thing around the country? It seems like a coordinated effort at something bigger. In what country would this be tolerated? No enforcement, really? Yeah, because y'all begged for no enforcement. And he's trying to make it seem like it's some big conspiracy. It's not, bro. Just rewind the clock. 6 to 9 months ago, you were begging to defund the police. Literally, they begged to defund the police. Soon, you're going to need ID to enter any store. And I support that. That's just a product of poverty, not a deep desire for little Debbie cakes. Wow. This is a black woman. She thinks it's because of poverty. I'm telling you right now, all those hood ninjas have at least, I'll say at least five bands of trap money. Every single hood nigga that went in there and robbed that shit have at least 5 bands of trap money. Where are their dads, or are they dads? I wouldn't be surprised if some of them are dads. Kids still in wealthy white neighborhoods as well, sir. Let's not play this game. Wow. But at the same rate, though, really? Do they? Damn, I mean, how can our women be this dumb, bro? Is this FBA movement? Why would you make a post like this without any context? We already know you're anti-black American, but were you born a female? What? So he's shaming Du Bois Watkins. Obviously, this is the sentiment of the black community. Okay. Oh, somebody has another comment. You never know what or why somebody is doing something. That store may have a bad reputation in the community. You know how they feel about blacks. This may be a response to some bad treatment on the store owner's part. Bullshit. Dude, y'all know for a fact those Indian people, those Asian people, these people who run these stores are very nice. Unless you piss them off. They're very nice. Y'all don't get disrespected. Y'all go in there and act the fool. Be loud as fuck. FaceTime in your home, girl. FaceTime in your... Like, man, get off the fucking phone, bitch. You're in public. Unless you're going to put it to your ear or get some Bluetooth speaker or some shit. Don't be having your shit all loud on speaker. Nobody want to hear your ghetto ass conversation. And see, these are the things that we need to say to some of these people. Nobody want to see y'all draws. You niggas is sagging. All right. Hitting licks. And their pants are halfway down. I mean, where are we at with this shit, bro? This is the community, and Buddy, he genuinely believes there's nothing wrong with black culture. Man, there is no accountability in the community.
A record-breaking year in Memphis. So far this year, there have been 352 homicides. That's more than the record-setting 346 homicides in 2021. And we still have more than a month to go this year. WREG's Jessica Knox tells us about the 3 people shot just this morning, 2 of them killed.
Hit the Cash App, hit the PayPal, hit the, well, we don't have Super Trap, but hit the GoFundMe, show support, show love.
If you take a look behind me right now, you'll see that MPD officers as well as detectives are currently investigating a shooting on Odysse Street. The shooting left 1 person in critical condition and 2 others dead.
2 guys got into it around the corner. They killed each other. I didn't even know the 3rd person got shot until I got over here.
This North Memphis resident is frustrated and wants to stay anonymous for his safety. He tells us the 2 people who died knew each other.
But it kind of surprised when they say they killed each other in the house because, they all be running together.
But unfortunately, what's not surprising is the guns. He believes crime has taken over his neighborhood.
It's up. Out of control right now.
Memphis police say 3 victims were found less than a block away from each other. They were originally called to Dunlap Street just before 7 this morning.
Officers located a male victim with an apparent gunshot wound. While checking the area, officers were alerted to another address, the 700 block of Lee Street, where 2 additional victims were located. They were both pronounced deceased on the scene.
Officers believe both scenes are connected.
The city's ridiculous right now, really.
He's not the only one that feels that way. Even Memphis police are speaking out about crime.
Enough is enough. We're tired of it. This community is tired of it. We have to do better.
They need to do something about their gun crime.
In North Memphis, Jessica Knox, WREG News, Channel 3.
And listen to how niggas just talk about they need to do something about their gun. They need to do something. Nigga, you need to do some fucking shit about it. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. They need to do something about their gun. Damn, bro. It's OV, bro. I mean, like I said, a couple more decades of this shit. Just tough it out. All right, so this one was a really good one. I saw this on Twitter today. This is part of the problem as well. This sister said, my cousin done sent us some pics finally. My boy doing life, but we love you for life with the blue heart. See you soon. So I'm assuming that he's a Crip. Okay. So as you can see, her cousin is in prison. He took some some pictures like it's fucking picture day at school. All right. As you guys can see. Now let's look at the comment section. Black woman, I got 300 for his books. What's his commissary number? And yeah, I know they're just joking, but this is actually dead ass though. Okay. And the auntie sent more pics to post about him. All right. And black women are saying this nigga is fine. He's sagging in jail, the worst place to sag. And black women are literally saying that he's fine. And it's like, bruh, y'all talk about, oh, these niggas be on the DL. Where do you think the DL niggas come from? They come from fucking prison. They don't even think about this shit. And they're like so quick to call a heterosexual man who isn't in jail gay when you call this shit out. They say he doing life. You must mean y'all gonna visit him saying see you soon. It says your cousin is gorgeous. Tell him I said happy holidays and keep his head up in there. Insane. Girl, your cousin single. This is a black woman, a Virgo. DL means down low, means he's hiding his sexuality or homosexuality, however you want to say it. Your cousin needs some commissary, another black woman. Damn. She says, I'm going to ask him tomorrow. I want to send him some titty pics in the mail. Let me know. Wow. Okay. These are the women that they want us to marry. I'm telling you that right now. One of y'all are going to cuff her. One of y'all are going to marry her. She sent her titty pictures to a guy who's doing life in prison. He fine as fuck too. Damn, what a waste. I mean, at least she said what a waste. She said young and just making decisions. Just making decisions. Allegedly, this man killed 3 people. He said, damn, life. She says, life. That boy gonna have to die and come back to life to get out them bars. Yeah, SOV. And this brother makes a great point. Black women will call a man working 9 to 5 a bum, then turn around and put money on a felon's books, but they talk about having high standards. All right, now let's get into this thread. LOL, is you big man? Or did she mean big mad? Okay, a black woman. So they're attacking him for this pretty logical statement here. This is none of your business. This is a OnlyFans bitch. They celebrating a man who killed other black men. Clown world. Exactly. The most educated demographic. Exactly. Black America is fried. Facts. Those are ratchets, not real black women. God, bruh. Oh my God, bro. I hate this argument. But anyways, we're not even going to get into it. Those are the ratchet ones. No, bro. I mean, I'm not going to say all of them are ratchet, but God damn it. I would stand hard on 85%. No cap. Bad boys are no. And then they talk about protect black women, domestic violence against black women. Who do y'all think are killing the black women? Repeat felons, guys who have multiple offenses. I mean, they just don't. It's crazy. Bad boys are no good. Good boys are no fun. These aren't women. These are immature black girls who feel responsible. Black men are boring and desire dysfunctional criminal mind niggas, and they wonder why we don't marry them. Okay. Exact reason why I stopped taking black women seriously. They jokes. Okay. Because as a black woman, I was like, there is no way, this is dumb. So we have one woman out of pretty much all of the women. Another black woman. Why do you even care? As you guys can see, they're just like, mind your business. Okay. And then he drops a nice meme. I make $20 an hour, as the guy says. And then the woman says, you're broke. You can't afford me. And then you have a guy in jail with a lineup, a Philly beard. And then she says, I love you, babe. So that pretty much proves the point. We got multiple different issues on multiple different fronts that cannot be. I genuinely don't think they can really be tackled adequately unless we address the community as a whole and really admit that we have a fucking problem. All right. So that's the first step. But like I said, you know, you wonder where all these babies are coming from. Why there's so many single moms? Because they all are fucking and want to date men like that. This man killed 3 black men, allegedly. Well, it's not even allegedly. He was charged for it and convicted. So he killed 3 black men and they want his cock. It's crazy.
We begin with a breaking news update. A toddler is hospitalized after allegedly being shot by another toddler at a home in southwest Memphis. Hello, I'm Stephanie Skurlock. Greg is off tonight. WREG's Bria Jones joins us live now from Le Bonheur Children's Hospital.
I mean, can you even... A toddler shot by another toddler. 2-year-old shot by a 3-year-old, bruh. You can't make this shit up. Only in Memphis, right? Wrong. In every leftist city you could think of, this is going on. These super toddler gremlins are on demon time.
With the latest on this child's condition. Bria, what can you tell us?
Well, Steph, at last check, Memphis police saying that 2-year-old little boy is in non-critical condition. They say that family members told them he was shot by a 3-year-old relative. A rainy day. Southwest Memphis gets gloomier after police say a 2-year-old boy was shot at a home on East Belhaven Road.
It's kind of disturbing a little bit, knowing that, a little child like that been shot like that young.
Memphis police say the boy was shot in the arm by another child around 1 in the afternoon. He was taken to the hospital in serious condition, but was later upgraded to non-critical.
Guys would come down here, see all these blue lights and tape.
Detectives spend most of their time focusing on this house. WREG was rolling as officers let a woman and child out of the back of a squad car.
Shocking, really, and sad all at the same time. And I hope the kid be okay and then parents are okay.
A family member told WREG someone had left out a gun. According to MPD, a woman told officers she was in another room with her daughter when the boy was shot. She says a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old relative were in the room with her male friend when she heard a gunshot. The man allegedly told her the 2-year-old was injured by the other child. Police say the man left the house in a car belonging to the woman's mother.
It really takes a fix to me because, that could have been my grandson or, somebody in my family.
According to LeBonner Children's Hospital, from January to October of this year, it's treated 146 gunshot wound patients compared to 150 in 2022. Those in the area say responsible gun ownership is a must to prevent unintentional shootings.
If you're not going to lock it down, don't even use it. Don't even own one.
MPD says the Juvenile Abuse Bureau also made the scene. Right now, they say they are looking for that man who was watching the children. Now reporting live in the medical district, Bria Jones, WREG News Channel 3.
I'm dead. Somebody said Bria Jones built like a defensive tackle. Yeah, so you heard it first, guys. 2-year-old shot by a 3-year-old. You can't make this shit up. This is the community. This is the culture. Man, it's going to be a long ride.
First at 5, children and guns, 2 words that shouldn't go in the same sentence, but unfortunately they do. Tonight, Memphis police continue investigating a shooting between 2 toddlers. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Stephanie Skurlock. Greg is off tonight. It's a story we've been on top of since Thursday afternoon when officers say a 3-year-old shot a 2-year-old in Southwest Memphis. Thankfully, the child is recovering. Our WREG's Shay Simon is live with the latest on this investigation and possible charges against adults in the household. Shay?
Yes, Stephanie, right now, no charges have been filed, but I did get a chance to speak with a neighbor today who tells us there are still so many questions in this case.
Guys, hit the PayPal, hit the Cash App. You ain't going to get these stories anywhere else. Have you heard this story? 2-year-old shot by a 3-year-old? Nah, don't even lie to me. You definitely haven't heard this story.
A rainy evening of blue lights and police tape in Southwest Memphis left neighbors on Belhaven with more questions than answers.
How I get in the house and who brought it in the house? Come on, man. A little 2-year.
Bro, why the hell are they interviewing crackheads, bro? God damn, this nigga a neighbor down the street tells us this nigga live on the street.
Oh, who can't go out and buy a gun off the street or from a gun shop?
The same questions Memphis police are working to find out after a 2-year-old boy was shot Thursday. The police report we tracked down says a woman who was inside the home told police she was in her room with her daughter when she heard what she thought was a gunshot. The woman told police the man who was supposed to be watching the 2 young boys knocked on her door and told her the 3-year-old shot the 2-year-old in the arm.
They had all that section blocked off. I said, what's going on? But when I heard about it, out my heart was sad.
You could tell this nigga was a crackhead, bro.
It was. It really was.
Now, MPD is working to find the man who reportedly drove off the scene before officers arrived. The 2-year-old boy was rushed to Lebanon Children's Hospital, the same place a 2-year-old was rushed just 2 weeks ago after accidentally shooting himself in the face with an unsecured gun. I reached out to Lebanon and they tell us as of July, they have treated at least 17 children under the age of 5 after being shot this year.
I hate it happened to say it happened.
Now, it is important to remind everyone, if you live in Shelby County, you are able to receive a free gun lock at absolutely no charge. Thankfully, at last check, that boy is in non-critical condition. Live tonight in Memphis, Shay Simon, WREG News, Channel 3.
Man. I mean, nobody's been charged. No accountability so far. What about the mother of those children? You have kids as young as 2 and 3 years old going unattended in the city of Memphis. That is nuts. So, I mean, it's getting to the point where I'm starting to see a lot of people in the community show their hand as far as their parenting skills. It's bad. We have bad parents, really bad parents in the community, bro. Me personally, I was blessed with good parents, but woo. I mean, it gets wicked, and there are bad parents everywhere, but my God, the shit that you get from the community, there's nobody who can compete with the stories that come out of the community. Nobody.
Developing news tonight, a 2-year-old is in the hospital after being shot in Southwest Memphis. We first brought you this as breaking news during Fox 13 News at 5.
Now, this happened about 1 o'clock today on East Bellhaven Road. Fox 13's Lakia Scott is live at Lebanon Children's Hospital. Lakia, the child's condition, that's our primary concern. What's the latest?
Yeah, we're learning that the child's condition has been updated to non-critical condition. As you recall, the child was in critical condition when he was rushed here to Lebanon Children's Hospital. Now, according to a report that was just sent to me from Memphis police, a woman who was not at home at that location at the 50 block of Bellhaven, she had a visitor, a male visitor at that home watching 2 kids at the time, including
She had a male visitor at home, the nigga that was blowing her back out. See, and this is what we've spoken about before, how the domestic violence rates, the incident rates for children increases significantly when a non-familial male enters the household. You know, usually a man who is dealing with the mother. Let's keep it a buck. She went to work or somewhere or I don't know. She went somewhere, told the nigga that she fucking to watch the kids. He don't know how to watch no damn kids. They end up almost killing each other.
The 2-year-old who was shot. Now, the police report says that the woman told Memphis police that the male friend fled the scene in her mother's car. Now, police say that the person is still on the run tonight after that shooting. Here's what happened according to police. Now, the report goes on to say that a gunshot went off in the house. Now, the male who was watching the 2 kids told someone in the home that one of the kids shot the other one. And here's the age of those 2 kids. Police told me a 3-year-old shot the 2-year-old in the arm. Now, we're here at Lebanon Children's Hospital where that 2-year-old is here recovering tonight. Again, when we first reported this to you, the child was rushed here in critical condition. That child's condition has now been updated to non-critical condition. Now, as for that car that the male visitor fled in, police say that that car was a 2014 Chevy, and it's bearing the Tennessee tag BNM2090. Now, according to police, there have been no charges yet filed in this case. Daryl Darcy.
That is Fox 13's Lakia Scott reporting live at Lebanon tonight. Thank you, Lakia.
Wow. So the 3-year-old shot the 2-year-old. Wow. I mean, they couldn't take it to the playground? Jeez. Just had to go down like that, huh? Well, if you were shocked by that one, then this one is going to be less shocking, but it is another kid being killed, 15-year-old boy. Deleted early in Memphis. We're staying on Memphis today. I know a lot of people, like when I cover other cities, but today I do want to stay on Memphis because I'm going to chop these up and I'm going to put a week-long case study out on Memphis pretty much. Definitely a fallen city so far. Pastor, as we read earlier, thinks it's salvageable. I vehemently disagree at this point, at least for the next 2 decades, if the laws are not changed, which the laws are only going to get more radically left. So we're going to start to see a ramp up in this type of activity, not a slowdown anytime soon.
3 words in loving memory. 3 words 15-year-old Jonquez Nelson's father never imagined seeing in front of his name.
It feels like it's killing me. It's killing me to have lost my son, to put a hole in my family. Put a hole in my family.
Jarvis Nelson says his son was killed in a shooting at Breezy Point Apartments in Fraser on Saturday.
What I tell you guys about these damn apartments, very dangerous, especially if the sign looked dirty as fuck like that one did. You do not want to be caught dead at one of these apartments. Well, I mean, if you do get caught, you are going to be dead. You don't want to be at one of these apartments, man. Bad news, man. The community will hunt you down and put you down. I mean, it's simple as that.
WREG obtained surveillance video of the shooting. You can see several people running and a black car speeding away. Then minutes later, first responders arrived.
He tried to fight. He fought for a good day.
Nelson says his son was a football player at Central High School who wanted to be like his cousin, NFL star and Tiger great Calvin Austin III.
It just hurt me that he wasn't able to live his life. He had so much to live for.
Damn, bro. They just killed that nigga, bro. I mean, sheesh. And a lot of times there are no real reasons. Obviously, he could have potentially been participating in the op culture, but it looked like he was more focused on football just from the pictures. And he looks like a sweet kid. Maybe he was hanging out with friends and, just got clapped. But I'm telling you guys right now, these apartments are dangerous. You don't need to allow your kids to just be hanging out. Those days are over. All right. You can't even trust sending your kid to somebody else's house because their parents might be a super gremlin. It's like that in the community. It really is.
He was an outstanding football player.
According to MPD, Nelson's friend took Nelson to see his cousin at the Fraser Apartments, and an argument broke out between several people in the parking lot. Witnesses report hearing a single shot.
Damn.
His father says that cousin is being tight-lipped.
Nah, he's not telling me anything.
Damn. The cousin isn't even talking. And here's the thing. This is in no way funny, but guess what? The community created this culture. This is the snitch culture. And it is ironic that I guarantee hell, the day before his son was killed, if you genuinely asked him, or if he was on Twitter or one of these guys, these hoteps on Twitter, and you asked him, yo, should we free YNW Melly? Should this person snitch? Should that person snitch? I guarantee he'll call, man, I don't fuck with rats. I don't give a fuck. And then your son gets killed. And then now you want the cousin to tell you something so you can tell the police so they can arrest the motherfucker who did it. And now Cuzzo won't tell you none because the no snitch rule. Doesn't feel good when you're on the other end, does it? This is what y'all are doing to families, perpetuating this no snitch rule. Okay. Leaving them without closure. Leaving them to have to fend for justice for themselves. Coping with the reality that their loved one is never coming back. So, I mean, I genuinely hope that he wasn't an advocate of the no snitch rule, but here's the thing. If you were, then it really creates some perspective. Now you're starting to wonder, man, why was I mad when 6ix9ine got caught snitching? Why was I mad when this person got caught snitching? Why was I mad when this guy showed up on 1090 Jake's profile and he got caught snitching on his friend? Why were you mad, right? Because now you see how this can affect a homicide case, and you would probably kill to get justice in this case. Right? But your own cousin won't tell you what's going on. And he was there. You got a family member who was an eyewitness who was there, who saw his cousin get shot and killed. And he's not saying anything. Maybe he's planning on spinning the block himself.
From what I heard from his friend that was there, he said that they had never seen the shooter before.
With Jaquez being the second Central High football player shot within a month, Nelson is urging people.
Damn. That's a dangerous motherfucking football team to play on. The second player shot within a month.
To put the guns down.
I used to coach Little League football. I've had so many kids to lose their life over gun violence within this last
Gun violence. Here you go.
year. And it's just sickening.
Nelson's father says if you know something, it's important to say something. Right now, the family is raising money to cover funeral costs. If you'd like to help, you can find the link on our website, WREG.com. Now reporting live in South Memphis, Bria Jones, WREG News Channel 3.
Oh, man. I mean, these kids, they keep getting younger and younger. The ops, as I have said and stated in many other videos, they keep getting younger and younger. Soon, the black community is going to run out of niggas to kill.
A picture of how children continue to suffer from violence in our community. An empty Raleigh Egypt High School. Fox 13 reported crowds were not allowed at the school's basketball game last night because of the possibility of community unrest. Now, there have been 2 deadly shootings near North Memphis high schools, in fact, over the last week.
Monday, one person was shot and killed just yards away from Tresvant High. Wednesday, another person shot and killed driving, and that was less than a mile from Raleigh Egypt High. But sadly, that doesn't even cover the start of it. Fox 13's Walter Murphy talked to the father of yet another student, another 15-year-old killed in our community.
Well, I'm sure that you can imagine how difficult that conversation was. A father planning the funeral for his 15-year-old son. Violence and tragedy have been plaguing this community lately, as well as the Central football team. And unfortunately, Jaquez Nelson, he was not the first young victim.
Versus the negatives. Wait a minute. Versus the negatives, man, and it's not enough.
Tragedy surrounding a community. Its latest victim, 15-year-old Jaquez Nelson. He was shot and killed outside this apartment complex in Fraser Saturday night. A young football player at Central High School with dreams of making it big, just like his older cousin, Calvin Austin, who plays for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And that's OV. So y'all heard they had to shut down the crowds for the basketball game because of community unrest. What that really means is if they would have had a crowd for the basketball games, because these basketball and football games, they get intense and it turns into crosstown rivalries. And when these are black schools, they get violent. Now, with other schools, they're not going to get violent. It's a white Christian school, Catholic school playing each other. All you're going to get is a large pep rally, and maybe some people steal a sign or I don't know, fucking steal your mascot's clothes or some shit. But in the black schools, this high school versus that high school, two black schools facing off, they can end up getting shot up. Okay? Especially if they're rivals, crosstown. If it's an east side, west side, or north side, south side, oh, it's OV. It's OV. You can almost guarantee that they're going to turn that what is supposed to be a good time in a sporting event, to a gang rally of some sort. The reason that what community unrest means is if we have crowds at this basketball game, there could be some people from another hood, and this person knows that person, and that person knows that person who killed their cousin, and you get that many niggas in one space in Memphis, and it's bound to have people who you knew who killed somebody in your family or did. I mean, that thing would get shot up ASAP. I'm not even gonna lie.
A sport, a path up, and a hope for a future cut short. Just 1 month before Nelson's death, he saw his friend and teammate at Central, Miles Rice, left paralyzed by a gunshot wound in Whitehaven.
Damn.
2 student athletes hit by violence as we witness unrest to continue impacting our schools and our children. Just last night, Raleigh Egypt High School had to close its basketball game to all fans because of more community unrest.
Know what to do, but keep praying and keep working.
Craig Littles had.
So, I mean, those are the community leaders. We can't cry our way out of this. I know he's emotional. I know he's upset, but being soft and showing your emotional side is not going to get us through this, bruh. We need some strong brothers who are going to put the axe down when it comes to this type of shit.
Has every reason to be emotional about the loss because Miles Rice was his little cousin, and Littles devotes his time with the Police Athletic League, positively connecting kids with police officers to coach and to care for them. One hopeful future in the midst of so much tragedy.
We've had children that are now politicians, school teachers, doing positive things, and it just hurts to know that we're losing them at such a rate.
Our major question tonight is whether or not Memphis Shelby County Schools will close more games off to the public like we saw last night. Now, I did reach out to the district. I'm still waiting to hear back from them, but I will let you know what we find out. Reporting in Memphis, Walter Murphy, Fox 13 News.
That's wild. So there you have it, man. There you have it. This is something that has become the norm in the community. And we'll keep going. Guys, hit the Cash App. Hit the Super Trap. Oh, sorry. I keep saying Super Trap. We don't have Super Trap. I don't have Super Trap. I am demonetized. So hit the Cash App, hit the PayPal.
Father is opening up about the loss of his son after his son was gunned down at night.
That's right. The victim was a high school teen who played football in the area, and now the father and rest of the family, they are hoping the gunman is found.
I received a phone call telling me that my son had been shot.
Tough words for Jarvis Nelson to hear. Memphis police say his 15-year-old son, Jaquez, was shot in Frazier. As soon as he got the call, Jarvis rushed to the hospital.
When I got there, I just let him know I was there. He opened his eyes and closed them. That was the last time he had opened his eyes.
Jarvis says Jaquez was a 9th grade football player at Central High School. He says his son was spending the night with a friend, and they went to visit someone at the Breezy Point Apartments. A witness says there was an argument, and then someone started shooting, hitting Jaquez.
He tried to fight. He fought for a good day, and after he passed.
Leaving his father heartbroken with more questions than answers.
What hurts the most of me is what I wasn't able to be there to protect my son. I mean, I tried my best to do, what a father do, is to protect his kids. That was what I was trying my best to do.
News Channel 3 obtained this surveillance video showing the moments after the shooting. You can see people running and then paramedics arriving. Jaquez's family hopes it also shows whatever homicide detectives need to find the gunman.
It just hurt me that he wasn't able to live his life. He had so much to live for. He was an outstanding football player. He was known all over the city.
If you know who killed 15-year-old Jaquez Nelson, you're urged to call Crime Stoppers at 901-528-CASH. Your tip could help put a dangerous criminal behind bars and $4,000 cash in your pocket. Remember, all calls are confidential.
Why don't they just ask that nigga's cousin? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's so crazy, man. So, guys, what have we learned here? Memphis is getting way hotter than before. It's literally insane. Shit, man. It's not much really to say, but Memphis is just a hotbed for crime in the community. I could show you stories for days and days on days. We got a 14-year-old girl, Anaya Cawson, killed. It looks like possibly she could have been doing some gang shit. I mean, these kids are getting involved in some really rough stuff at a really young age. We'll play the story really quickly. It's pretty brutal. She's 14-year-old, and I mean, what I'm seeing, it looks like she was more on the hood ratchet side. But I will let you guys be the judge. I got an ad, so I don't want to show the ad, but it's a 20-second ad. Then we'll start the show. In the meantime, hit the PayPal. Okay. Hit the PayPal, hit the Cash App. And then we'll go to a quick commercial break too. Support the channel, guys. What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Jenquavius Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetized and shadow banned in this bitch. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, these super gremlins are on demon time.
Welcome back into Daybreak. In this morning's Manhunt Monday, a teen girl shot and killed while walking home from the park. Her family speaks with WRG's April Thompson about the devastating phone call, learning what happened as police continue to search for the 14-year-old's killer.
14-year-old Anaya Constance's family is devastated. Last month, someone shot her as she was walking home from a North Memphis park.
Damn.
Anaya's grandmother remembers getting the phone call.
I got a call in the middle of the night from, everybody that could possibly contact me to say that, we had an emergency, family emergency.
Anaya's grandmother says the teen was shot twice.
When I called, my children, they were hysterical and saying that Anaya had been killed.
Memphis police say they found Anaya on the sidewalk near James Road in Birchville. Paramedics rushed her to the hospital, but she didn't survive.
Children should be able to walk down the street. They should be able to go anywhere and not be gunned down.
Homicide investigators say Anaya was shot by a man walking down the street.
I lay up at night thinking about, did this person know that she was a little girl? Did, what could have happened?
Jackson has spent the last month praying Anaya's shooter will be caught.
It wasn't an automobile accident. It was someone who hunted her down and killed her. I always tell your kids, hug them and tell them you love them, because Naya was 14. We didn't think that we would ever, we would wake up and not ever get a chance to see her.
If you know who killed 14-year-old Anaya Costin, call Crime Stoppers at 528-CASH. Your tip could help put a dangerous criminal behind bars and $4,000 cash in your pocket. Remember, all calls are confidential. April Thompson, WREG, Manhunt Monday.
So here's the thing. Would her death have something to do with these signs she's throwing up? I don't know what the fuck it means, but I mean, whatever this gang sign is, whatever this means to her or to other people, seems like that's what got her killed, in my opinion. Okay, so you have a man who pretty much walks her down, probably knew, who she was. She was probably participating in the op culture. It doesn't look like she was identifying much as a girl, right? Non-binary, aka Dyken. And she was trying to keep up with the boys, it looks like, honestly. And it backfired. Because, if you're a girl in that space and you're a Dyken girl in a hood ninja environment, you have to, a lot of times you have to over exert your, what they call masculinity, which is, we don't believe is masculinity, but you have to overexert your hoodness and your your propensity to, fire your gun. It's like I don't know. There's this if you guys have kept up with the King Von situation, there's a girl that he pretty much killed, and she was participating in the op culture. She was a gang member, and she had a lot of bodies too. I think she had killed 12 people herself in Chicago. And the reason why she killed so many people is because she's around all these guys, and they're saying, "Oh, you're soft, you're a bitch, da da da, you're a girl, da da da." And now she feels like she has to prove everybody wrong by killing people. I mean, it's sick, it's twisted. We really have a serial killer culture in the Black community. A serial killer culture. All right. And this is undisputed. This can't be argued against. It's the facts. It is reality. And it's what's happening on a day-to-day basis. So we are also going to break down this shooting, and we might just end it on this. This one's pretty sad. We have what appears to be a medical professional, white guy, family. Looks like he was a girl dad, had a daughter, wife. Looks like he was Russian. and he was killed in Memphis. So we're going to get into that story. This one is going to be pretty deep, and I will definitely chop this one up and repost it. It's not going to be good, man. It's going to be a sad, sad story. It's going to get some of you guys angry, man. It's going to make you want to ask, hey, how can I help? How can I affect this? And it's going to create backlash against the community. Facts. All right. So let's get into this story here.
Death of a St. Jude employee tonight. 2 people are in jail facing murder charges, and we now know what happened in those final moments. Hi there, good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Shay Arthur in for Greg Hurst.
Hello, I'm Stephanie Skurlock. Police say Alexander Bulikov died while defending his wife and baby during an armed robbery. Our Shay Simon is live near the crime scene on Tennessee Street where this happened with the
He was defending his wife and baby in an armed robbery, and these grimy super gremlins on demon time literally did not care, snuffed them out anyways. This is the community. This is what we have been supporting. This is what we have been enabling. It really is. There's nothing you can say or do to change my mind about this major issue in our cities, right?
the very latest. Shay, what can you tell us?
Yes, Stephanie, Shay, this is a story that has really shaken this community. I mean, since we've been out here this evening, people are out walking their dogs, exercising. Now, I did get a chance to speak with Chief CJ Davis today, and she says this is yet another senseless shooting. 23-year-old Marius Ward and 22-year-old Brandy Rucker are facing a long list of charges after a St. Jude employee was shot and killed while walking the riverfront with his family. At an event Tuesday, Chief CJ Davis says her reaction to this tragedy is similar to her reaction to shootings MPD responds to every day.
Very, very sad.
So here's the chief. Black woman. She don't got the answer, Sway.
That situation that our community members can't walk in their communities and feel safe.
MPD confirmed the victim is 32-year-old Alexander Bulikov, a St. Jude employee, father, and husband. A LinkedIn profile for Alexander Bulikov shows he was a postdoctoral researcher at St. Jude and only worked at the hospital since July. The profile shows he moved from Brooklyn, where he worked for the State University of New York.
Damn. And I mean, New York was getting pretty bad too, and he probably called himself escaping the migrant crisis only to come to Memphis that has an even bigger crisis than New York. As you guys saw, we reviewed the murder statistics as of November 12th. I believe New York only had, and correct me if I'm wrong, but 227, I want to say, murders, homicides, 227, whereas Memphis is at 352 now. So he probably thought he was escaping a bad situation for a good one, but in all actuality, he ended up escaping a bad situation for an even worse situation. And the thing about these smaller cities, they're easier for the leftists to get a hold on, and it's easier for the leftists to infiltrate city council because the elections aren't that contested, honestly. Okay, so the leftists can get their people in easily without being contested in these small cities. That's why you see all these red cities go blue like overnight, or in a very short time period, because they're infiltrating their people. They're pushing the LGBT agenda, the acceptance of everybody agenda, the migrant agenda, all that kind of stuff, the BLM agenda. And then they're pretty much doing a switcheroo and turning the whole city upside down.
Too many senseless shootings in our city.
According to this affidavit obtained by WREG, Bulikov was walking with his wife and 2-year-old child when Marius Ward walked up wearing a ski mask, showed a gun, and demanded money.
Not a ski mask, a Pooh Shiesty mask. Pooh Shiesty mask Pusheisty mask.
It says Bulikov gave Ward his wallet and was shot while protecting his wife.
Gave the shit up. Gave it up. Probably didn't have any cash in his wallet. Probably just had, you know, some cards and stuff that he was going to cancel the next day. He gave it up and he was still shot. Right? So this debunks the, oh, they were just hungry for food. They just wanted some food. They were so hungry. No, they have a bloodlust. These super gremlins are on demon time.
MPD says Ward confessed to killing Bulikov and that Rucker admitted to driving the getaway car. Jacob Mecklemore lives feet away and heard the gunshot.
But the guy came up and basically was like, give me everything you got. And the husband tried to defend his family and tried to fight the guy off. The guy ended up pulling the gun out, shooting him.
Butler Avenue and Tennessee Street is an area in downtown Memphis filled with riverfront properties and businesses. Memphians like Mecklemore and his 7-month-old baby boy walk up and down the area frequently.
I could have been walking out here and he could have caught a stray. So it's very disheartening. You know, the whole reason that I moved to this area of downtown was because of how little crime there is, how safe it is.
Well, neither Ward nor Rucker had any previous charges in Shelby County besides maybe a traffic ticket. And I did reach out to juvenile court, and they also had no previous cases with juvenile court. But Stephanie Shea, as I said, this is a story that has really shaken this community and something that we will, of course, stay on top of. Live tonight in downtown Memphis, Shay Simon, WREG News, Channel 3.
So that story is just heartbreaking for that family. They have a very young daughter who is not going to be able to grow up with her father. Another family shattered, another family destroyed by these super gremlins on demon time. You know, and like I said, this type of thing is happening every week right now. I don't want to be too hyperbolic, but I mean, it's happening a lot. Okay.
Tonight, we're learning more about the St. Jude doctor who was shot and killed in downtown Memphis. Memphis police say Dr. Alexander Bulikov died protecting his wife and baby girl. Police are calling it an apparent robbery turned deadly.
This happened as the family of three was out for a walk in downtown Memphis this past Sunday evening. Tonight, we're taking a deeper dive into Dr. Bulikov's accomplishments as a researcher.
Fox 13's Daniel Wilkerson is joining us live tonight from where that senseless murder happened. Daniel, you learned today that the Bulikovs had just moved to Memphis 3 months ago.
That's right, Daryl and Darcy, good evening to you. Good evening to you at home. This is a sad story any way you look at it. We have learned that the husband and father moved here to do research at St. Jude. We've also learned that he was well on his way to becoming an accomplished scientist.
Damn.
We're now getting our first look at the Bulikov family. The husband, Alexander.
So this super gremlin literally killed somebody who potentially could have changed the world. Damn, bro. And y'all think there's not going to be any reaction to this type of stuff?
Alexander, the wife Anastasia, and their young daughter Barbara. 32-year-old Alexander Bulikov was shot and killed Sunday while the family was out for a walk in downtown Memphis. Police say Alexander handed 23-year-old Marius Ward his wallet during a robbery. The wallet containing his ID, documents, and his Discover credit card. Investigators say Ward then pointed the gun at the doctor's wife, asking for her property as well. That's when officers say Bulikov stepped in defending his wife and daughter. Struggling over the gun, it went off, wounding Bulikov. All of this happening while police say 22-year-old Brandy Rucker, the getaway driver, waited for Ward. Police would later take the two into custody. A GoFundMe page now set up for the wife and daughter sheds light on what brought the Bulakovs to Memphis, saying they moved to the city in July. Alexander joined St. Jude Children's Research Hospital to begin a postdoctoral fellowship. Alexander worked as a postdoctoral researcher at SUNY Downstate Health Sciences University. Prior to that, he worked as a researcher for 5 years at the Research Center of Biotechnology in Moscow, Russia. His LinkedIn page shows he has a doctorate degree in biotechnology and biochemistry.
Damn. So he was a very accomplished individual. Snuffed out. The communitize is, man, communitize down bad, really down bad. And like I said, if we don't get a hold on it, it's going to be lights out.
He got that from the Research Center of Biotechnology. He got his master's degree in chemistry from Moscow State University in 2013. The GoFundMe page says the wife, Anastasia, worked as a research assistant in a lab at Columbia Medical Center in New York, but had not yet started work here in Memphis. As we bring you back out live, just a loss any way you look at it. We got a statement from St. Jude saying that they are right now assisting the family at this difficult time. Of course, if you would like to help the wife and the daughter, we put a way that you can do that on fox13memphis.com. Darcy.
That is Fox 13's Daniel Wilkerson reporting live downtown tonight. Thank you so much, Daniel.
Definitely boils your blood. The guy even gave it up, man. Even gave it up. I mean, this guy, he was going to create a cure to something, right? But he wasn't given the chance to. You know, that's a big, big blow to this country. He came here and automatically was contributing. Okay? Educated, working guy, good job. Thought he was getting a better situation coming to Memphis. And just like that, two super gremlins who were just trying to muster up some funds to buy some milk for their little baby, right? It's a story that we're being told as to why these things happen. Took him out. Okay? They straight up pulled up and killed him. He gave it up too. And they didn't give a fuck. They didn't care. These super gremlins are on demon time. And I think the world has been put on notice. This is just something that we are not. We're not, honestly, into the story because, I'm trying not to get shadow banned even more, but let's keep going.
Alexander Bulakov family comes to America in pursuit of a better life, but is now left planning a funeral. Also, these are the details we're learning tonight about Alexander Bulakov, the man shot and killed in front of his family in downtown Memphis Sunday night. Tonight, WREG's Ashley Paul spoke exclusively with a family friend. She joins us now live in studio with what she learned. Ashley?
Steph, this story is just about as heartbreaking as it gets. Tonight, we're learning Alexander Bulakov died trying to protect his wife and daughter during a robbery only a few months after the young family moved to Memphis in pursuit of a brighter future.
I was driving when Anastasia called me Monday morning, and I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
Friend and former employer Dr. Sandra Riem recalls the moment she learned 32-year-old Alexander Bulakov was gunned down while walking with his wife Anastasia and their 2-year-old daughter on Tennessee Street Sunday evening.
I thought I misunderstood her.
Literally killed in front of his 2-year-old daughter. You can't make this shit up. And this is another cross-racial homicide. I'm telling you guys, this shit is going to start adding up. There is going to be a backlash on the community. I hate to say it. I'm sorry to say it. But that's the reality. There will be a backlash. Okay? Because I genuinely don't see people are not happy about this stuff, man. They really aren't. And then you can really get a glimpse as to what people are thinking that they're not saying out loud on Twitter. I'm not saying it's an accurate representation of everybody and what everybody believes, but you get that candid viewpoint that you don't get anywhere else. And I just think that this type of stuff, it's just not being reported in mass at all. It really isn't. Like, this should be a national story. It's not. Okay. Guy flees Russia. They're in the middle of a war. He doesn't want to be a part of it. He comes to the United States, murdered shortly after. If he wanted to die, he could have stayed in Russia for that shit, right? It's crazy.
And then when she finally explained what happened, I mean, I just burst into tears and I just was sobbing on the side of the road.
According to court documents released today, 23-year-old Marius Ward came up to the family, pointed a gun, and demanded they hand over their belongings, which Bulikov did. He then turned to Anastasia.
Anastasia said that the guy was pointing the gun at her stomach, and so Alexander was trying to protect.
Damn, that's the same shit George Floyd did, remember? And niggas was defending George Floyd. Bruh. This nigga literally pointed the gun at the white woman's stomach. These super gremlins are on demon time.
Protect her and said, don't point the gun at my wife, and she really wanted to make sure people knew that he died trying to protect her and Barbara.
Dr. Riem describes the family as wonderful, sweet, and kind. She worked with Anastasia for years at her cancer lab at Columbia University in New York. She says the Bulikovs just moved to Memphis over the summer.
They were so excited to be there, and they
That
had
was
this great apartment. And
that was the worst place to go. That was the worst place. Man, look, every white person should subscribe to my channel at this point. Every black person too, but obviously the black people, they go, oh, you're a coon. Fuck you. You hate your mom. If you want to protect yourself, subscribe to my channel. If you don't, then hey, it is what it is. See you on the other side, bro.
And Alex loved his new lab, and Anastasia had been looking for jobs and finally found one, was supposed to start in December at St. Jude's as well. And I was so excited for them.
But tonight, that plan is far from what they had hoped, as Anastasia works instead to plan a funeral, thousands of miles away from her family in Russia.
Alex's dream was for them to stay and have careers here and raise their daughter here. And if they have to go back to Russia, I think that his death really would have been in vain.
Now, Ward, along with...
Yeah, I don't know how she gonna survive as a single mom, white woman in Memphis. I just don't understand how.
22-year-old Brandy Rucker are facing a number of charges in connection with Bulikov's death. Meanwhile, Dr. Riem has set up a GoFundMe to help the family get back on their feet. You can find a link on our website, WREG.com. I'm Ashley Paul, WREG News Channel 3.
And guys, when I repost this story, I will try to find the GoFundMe with it. Man. Guys, I mean, are y'all seeing this shit? This is supposed to be a national story. It gets no traction. After this, we'll read some of the comment section. We'll read the comment section from certain pages, right? That are on Twitter that have a big following of, pretty much like-minded people. So let's keep going.
A St. Jude research doctor gunned down in downtown Memphis over the weekend. Tonight, we are learning more information about the doctor who reportedly sacrificed his life to protect his family. Meanwhile, 2 people are now behind bars charged with his murder. Fox 13's Dominique Dillon is joining us in the studio tonight. Dominique, you had a chance to talk with Police Chief C.J. Davis today. What does she have to say about all of this?
Well, Darcy, I was there and she faced several questions about downtown safety from the Memphis Rotary Club hours after the arrests were announced. Brandy Rucker and Marius Ward face a slew of charges, including first-degree murder and especially aggravated robbery. Memphis police say the victim, 32-year-old Alexander Bolkahov, and his family were walking down Tennessee Street Sunday just before 8 p.m. when they were robbed at gunpoint. The affidavit states Bolkahov cooperated, but Ward was not satisfied and turned his gun on the victim's wife. That's when police say Bolkahov began fighting with Ward over the gun but was shot. He later died at the hospital. Memphis Police Chief C.J. Davis addressed this shooting and other violent crimes downtown at the Memphis Rotary meeting in East Memphis.
We are still aggressively hiring. We feel that if we have officers and a soft presence of officers in our business districts walking the beats instead of just running from one call to the next, we can get our arms wrapped around crime just as a natural deterrent.
Bruh, she can't get the job done. I'm gonna just tell you that right now. She can't get the job done. Point blank. She can't, she won't, she's not gonna. Period.
During the meeting, Davis not only discussed crime downtown, but across the city. She also talked about what the department is doing to curtail it. Hear more from her in about an hour. Darcy?
That is Fox 13's Dominique Dillon reporting in studio tonight. Thank you, Dominique.
Woo. They ain't got no answers for you either. They don't have no answers for you. Why did this happen? Why were they targeted? It's a random robbery. No. They can't tell you how they're going to stop it. Can't tell you how they're going to protect you. This is literally what the community asked for. Unfortunately, it's leaking out and affecting unsuspecting, migrants, as you guys can see. People who come in this country the legal way and work and have a visa, a work visa, working towards citizenship. They were coming for the American dream, and they didn't do it like those motherfuckers who crossing the border and looking for a handout. They did it the right way, man. And it's just so sad that our country was not able to protect these people.
A St. Jude Children's Research Hospital employee gunned down while walking in a downtown park. And what makes this story even sadder, he was shot while defending his wife and child. Thank you for joining us. I'm Joy Redmond.
And I'm Joe Birch. But there's been an arrest, and in fact, 2 of them, 22-year-old Brandy Rucker and 23-year-old Marius Ward, are now charged in this death. Action News 5's Stephanie Douglas joins us now to explain how this outrageous tragedy unfolded on Sunday night. Stephanie?
Well, according to Memphis police, Alexander Bolkahov did what he was supposed to do. He gave the suspected robber his wallet, but this then turned deadly when the armed robber turned the gun on Bolkahov's wife. Police say Bolkahov got into a fight over the gun and it went off.
I'm always in stark defense of Memphis. I love my city. This is a great city. We have great people, great culture.
Jacob McLemore says every morning and sometimes in the evening, he routinely walks in Butler Park, a place he feels safe with his son.
Bruh, he's bugging. I mean, I don't know how you can be that oblivious. But this is very dangerous to be walking around in Memphis with your child. Not saying he's a bad father. I'm just saying this is not a good move to make if you want to keep your family safe. I'm trying to help, honestly, because literally you will die if you continue to live in this way where you think that nothing's going to happen and it's just like happy-go-lucky and you can just go out and get some fresh air and not have your pistol on you and ready to go at any moment. These white liberals, they don't get it, bro. They don't get it, man. And I mean, even white conservatives don't get it, but these leftists, they really don't get it. And it's going to cost them everything. And I really hope that this guy learns from this situation, because they're going to be a lot quicker to kill you than, I mean, statistically, it feels like they'll be quicker to kill a black person, right? Like they're going to say, oh, well, there's more black on black than, okay, yeah, we get that, fine. But in the chance or in the event that you interact with a hostile, violent super gremlin, they are way more likely to kill you guys, white guys, respectfully, than black dudes, because they know, in a sense, it's going to be a more of a fight with us. No disrespect at all, but that's just the thought process of the super gremlin, of the Thug Max Alpha Simp. I'm trying to, give you guys their idea of what's going to happen, because I mean, this is the reality, bro. You're not going to talk your way out of getting your ass killed. And they also, respectfully, I mean, these guys are bad dudes. I don't even want to say what I'm thinking, but they are bad dudes. Bad news. I mean, they will, you walking with you and your baby, they'll take it to the distance. That's what I'll say. They'll go all the way with it, and they won't think twice, and they'll smoke a blunt dedicated to you, and they'll say they're smoking on their ops. I'm telling you right now, they wouldn't care if your baby got shot as well. This is how the community is moving nowadays. Shout out to Caesar D with the $3 PayPal. He says, it's unbelievable how much the mindset of today's youth has changed since I was a youth back in the 70s and early 80s. Yeah, it's changed a whole lot. And outside has gotten a lot more dangerous.
Hold on. Hello? Where we at? Oh, you want to know where I'm at? We outside!
But that sense of security was stripped away Sunday night when a St. Jude employee was killed while walking out with his family. Memphis police says 32-year-old Alexander Bulikov was shot after two people tried to rob him.
Car pulled up, there was a driver. They were headed this way on Tennessee. Passenger got out, came up here. Whole thing happened really quick, like 90 seconds tops. And then he ran back to the car.
Memphis police says the suspect stole Bulikov's wallet, then turned the gun towards his wife. That's when Bulikov tried to protect his wife by trying to get the gun away from the suspect. Police say the suspects took off in a white Toyota Camry. Bulikov was rushed to Regional 1 Hospital, where he died from his injuries.
Damn.
It doesn't look great, So you got an immigrant that comes here to enjoy the freedoms we have in America and work for a great company like St. Jude. And
not just an immigrant, a white immigrant. It's not one of these illegal aliens. He was a legal white immigrant from a European country. Comes here. Niggas look at him like just another white boy. Rob him and kill him. It's routine in the community. And I'm not saying this can't happen to you as a black person. Obviously, we just did a story on 2 young black teens who were killed in somewhat similar fashion. But this one hits deeper. It's a family man. It's a father. A career man. an educated man, a man with goals, a man who is changing things. This one goes deeper. It's cross-racial. It just hits and punches a lot of buttons that, you know, are really waking people up. Now, obviously, it's not waking people up en masse, but the people who stumble across this type of content, okay, maybe there is an issue. If I could just get you to the point where, okay, maybe some things do need to change, that I did my job.
He gets taken from his family, and that's just, man.
St. Jude released the following statement saying in part, quote, "Our thoughts are with Alexander's family, and we are working to support them during this difficult time," end quote. Macklemore says, from one father to another, he emphasizes with a man trying to protect his family.
You know, with him, I'm less concerned with myself, but with this guy, you know, I don't think I'm gonna be coming down here after dark anymore.
Well, smart move. I would say don't come out here, period, unless you're strapped. But at least he's learning a little bit. It took him that much. It took him somebody who looked just like him to get killed to say, hey, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe it's too many niggas out here to be walking with my baby. Okay.
Well, 22-year-old Brandy Rucker and 23-year-old Montarius Ward have been arrested and charged in his death. They are both due in court tomorrow morning. Reporting live in studio, I'm Stephanie Douglas, Action News 5.
Now, they've both been charged with his death. She didn't say they've both been charged with murder. They say they've both been charged with his death. Anyways, they've both been charged, but are they going to get the time that they deserve, which is pretty much life or the death penalty? Are they going to get the time they deserve? Probably not. So I am going to be reading what white people think of this brutal murder. And this is coming from the page In Wokeness, has a very large white following. People pretty much write articles on this Twitter page all the time and basically say it's a white supremacist, Twitter account and all that kind of stuff. Radical right wing, whatever. But they're making some good points. Say his name, Alexander Bulikov. He was gunned down in front of his wife and daughter. He worked at St. Jude's Children's Hospital. This happened on Sunday in Memphis. You didn't hear about this story because it doesn't fit the narrative. Now let's see. It got 67K likes, 22K retweets, 2.6 million views, 1.3K replies. That's a lot of activity. That's a lot of attention. It's a lot of eyeballs. And y'all still think that the community is not going to face any ramifications for this? You need to wake up. All right, this guy says they can't report stories like this if they were to constantly report stories about the victims and the perpetrators behind the crimes. It would tell a different narrative than the one they want. Did you know Memphis is #1 most dangerous city in the USA? The violent crime rate is 652% higher than the national average, and residents have a 1 in 40 chance of falling victim to a violent crime. All right. She's saying there's still no arrest, but that's not true. There goes the GoFundMe, though. They have a $20,000 goal. Let's see. Or actually, that's the Rancho story there, the one we covered earlier. Who else is tired of this insanity? It seems like it's ramping up. It would be an insult to animals to call these criminals animals. Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. As you can see, the meme, I suppose they couldn't fit it in the narrative, so it had to go away. The death penalty needs to be applied more vigorously in this country. The mainstream media knows exactly what they're doing. They are nothing but outright propaganda. Seems to be a new example of this every week now. Yeah, that's true. Doesn't fit the narrative, but it confirms the stereotypes, okay? It says the new mayor was elected after promising to be tough on crime, and this was his response. So let's see what his response was to this brutal murder of this beautiful family.
Those negative incidents do not define who we are. We are talking about 1% of our population that is terrorizing our whole city.
He says the violence in Memphis isn't just killing our community, but also our reputation.
We have to change that narrative. We need people to understand who we are as Memphians, are people that love our city, that have a culture, a character, a vibe that's unmistakable. And those are the things that should be defining who we are, not the negative incidents that we've seen take place.
A vibe. Man. So he's saying it's just 1%. It's a lot more than that, buddy. Mr. and Mrs. didn't do nothing, obviously. Let's see. He said a Caucasian Ahmaud Arbery incident every day, but no protests or looting as mainstream media silent as usual. Georgia State business student Derek Alexander. Yep. So I actually did a story on this one. Derek Alexander killed as he sat in a car on MLK Drive in Atlanta. His killer, Quataven Williams, is walking free right now after posting bond. Yeah. And here's the thing about Derek Alexander. I knew Derek Alexander personally. Like, I knew him. Like, me and him chilled. Like, I was in his apartment at MAO at Lenox. Here's the thing about Derek. I fuck with Derek. He was really cool to me. I knew some guys who had bad experience with him. But here's the reality. He was in over his head. He was selling dope. He was selling drugs. Let's keep it a buck, respectfully. And I do want to tackle this conversation with all due respect for his sister, because I've been in communication with his sister and whatnot. But he was in over his head. He was selling drugs. And look, you're gonna sell drugs as a white guy. Rule number one. And I know people are going to hate to hear me say this, but it's pretty obvious. I genuinely don't understand how this isn't obvious. If you're a white guy selling drugs, you don't sell to black guys. Period. Okay. Now, he's mischaracterizing this. This isn't a Caucasian Ahmaud Arbery incident. Derek was selling drugs. He was selling a lot of weed, yes, but he was selling coke too. And he was selling coke in the clubs. And he had the hoes, he had all the connections, he knew all the promoters. He lined up a really good clientele in Atlanta, I will say. Like, he had very rich people copping from him. You know what I'm saying? But here's the issue. He was selling to niggas, and I literally told him this verbatim. I said, bro, you can't be having all these niggas come in and out of your apartment, because he had niggas coming in and out of his apartment. That was one warning I told him. I said, another thing, bro, respectfully, you a white dude selling drugs to black guys in Atlanta. Atlanta niggas are some of the most grimy niggas in the world. Period. I'll say Atlanta niggas more grimy than the Nigerian scammers. Because they not only will they scam you, they'll shoot you, they'll break into your car, they'll jack your car, they'll act like they're some innocent water boy, and then rob you, take your phone, send themselves thousands of dollars on Cash App. It is what it is, bro. It is what it is. So Derek, he was in over his head. I might come back to this tweet and interact with it and just let him know, hey, look, man, what happened to Alexander Bulikov was fucked up, but these two scenarios are not the same. Like I said, I knew Derek. He was selling dope, and he was selling dope to niggas. And I told him, bro, if you wanna live in Atlanta and survive, if you want to live right, Come with me if you want to live. No, but for real, if you want to, you could. Hey, I don't think you should be selling drugs, but if you want to sell drugs in Atlanta, you do not under any circumstances sell to niggas. As a white boy, now if you're a black guy, you can get away with it. You can also get killed too, but it's less likely that niggas will try and rob you unless you just showing off your shit, right? But if you are in Atlanta and you're a white guy and you thinking you're just gonna sell drugs to black guys and it's all gonna be cool, I'm telling you that's not gonna happen. Like I said in the previous post that I made about Derek Alexander, black people do not respect white people in the drug game. It's just a fact. So anyways, diversity is our strength, but where is the supporting data? Are diverse cities safer than non-diverse cities? Do diverse companies make more profits further in their a diversity scale? Okay, so he's trying to dismantle the diversity narrative. It's happening all over the country. This is sad and falls at the feet of the soft DA. Memphis has gone completely off the rails. If only we could be honest about our society's problems. These are the consequences of soft on crime policies and cashless bail. 10 out of 10, they had a massive criminal record prior to the travesty. Facts. They're white and don't matter to the narrative. He said, wonder who controls the narrative. Yeah, this AI animation of jits, and jits is a word to describe like a young hood nigga, pretty much. This seems to be happening with more frequency lately. It's interesting how silence fills air when this occurs. Where's the outrage from politicians, news organizations? I was thinking these cities like Memphis, Chicago, Baltimore, the people keep electing the same people over and over. The thugs keep thugging and the people do nothing but accept it. You want to change, stop electing the career politicians because they don't care. All right, so I mean, we got a pretty good idea on the pulse of, what white people think about this situation. Yeah, man. This shit is horrible, though. Beautiful family destroyed by two ninjas, two super gremlins on demon time. But I hope you guys enjoyed this stream on Memphis. I mean, hell, I could go for 3 more hours, honestly. When it comes to Memphis, very dangerous city. You guys know that. We all know that. And it sucks. But the reality is Memphis is very dangerous. It's filled with grimy niggas who are trying to take your head off. And if you do not have your head on a swivel, if you don't have a firearm to protect yourself, and I mean, if you are not aware how dangerous of a city that you are in, then you probably shouldn't go to it. And that's just the reality. I really wish that they would not have moved to Memphis. I wish they would have moved to, smaller town or something that is less quote unquote diverse, right? Less densely populated with super gremlins. That's just the reality, so that they could experience everything that this country has to offer. But unfortunately, they experience the worst that this country has to offer. And to that, I am truly saddened. All right, because we've got so many good things going on in this country. Well, we did have so many good things going on in this country. And in the last few years, it's been slowly degraded. I mean, I think we were on the brink of a golden age with President Donald Trump, but unfortunately, that was snuffed out by the cheating leftist DNC, whatever you want to call them. The liberals, I know people hate me saying liberals, but it is what it is. They self-identify as liberals, so hell, I'll fucking call them liberal. I'll call them leftist, call them radical leftist, whatever you want to call it. But guys, we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. This is the Black Gen Z Mindset, aka BGZM News 17, aka Janquavius Jackson. And we are going to send it to Janquavius Jackson to take us away, guys. Please hit the Cash App, hit the PayPal, hit the GoFundMe, support the Patreon, buy the merch, cop the merch, guys, because the merch is really what I want y'all to go after, because it's value for value. You're getting something for your dollar. Like, it makes me feel better if y'all actually pay for something and then you actually receive something. Versus just, getting me to read your comment on stream. I love reading your comments on stream and I'll continue to read your comments on stream, but I would much rather you get something for your buck. I know things are tight right now. Funds is scarce. So I think you should get the bang for your buck. So really, I really harp on the merch. I mean, I've got dope t-shirts. Trump is a blood. Oh my God, they're so sick. And I think you guys deserve one. So anyways, you already know what it is. We are going to send it to Janquavius to take us away. Be safe, guys. Protect yourselves, because at the end of the day, we all know this to be true, that these super gremlins are on demon time. What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Janquavius Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetized and shadow banned in this bitch. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, these super gremlins are on demon time.
Yo, what's good, BGZM News 17 family? I'm at the corner of Jesse Jackson and Marcus Garvey, and I got some bad news for you. As you can see, I lost my job. I'm out here living in cardboard boxes outside of boarded up vacant homes. YouTube said I'm done getting money out here in these streets. They even took my funky ass suit. So anything right now would help. So go ahead and hit that Cash App, hit that PayPal, hit that GoFundMe. Hell, cop the merch. Or if you want to make the long-term commitment to the Janquavius Jackson Fund, join the Patreon so that I can continue to put out top-notch content each and every day. Also, check out the Rumble, where there is absolutely no censorship. Link in the description box below.
Hey, yo, ain't that nigga Janquavius? Yo, I recognize.
No, that's not me no more.
Hey, yo, run your pop.
Y'all killing me with this shit.
Do the opposite of Antonio Brown and take all
What
your
more
shit
do
off.
you want from me?
What?
Do not